Yeah, I know I'm late, but what can I do? I'm running the yearbook all by myself. Sure, I could use some help, but where am I going to find it? I don't care if it's inadequate, second-rate, weak-kneed, clock-watching, and jerky.
You rang? Hi, Zelda.
I think I just found some help.
Dobie!
That's how it happened. I just walked into the yearbook office to borrow some money from Zelda so Maynard and I could get something to eat. Maynard hadn't eaten for over an hour, and he gets desperate. And the next thing I knew, I was a gentleman of the press.
Men, this year we seniors at Central High are going to have the best darn yearbook in the whole history of the school.
Dobe, I'm hungry.
A yearbook we will treasure and cherish in the years to come.
You ain't like got a banana on you, have you, good buddy?
No, Maynard.
When we're sitting in front of the fireplace in our split-level home in the suburbs, with the children fast asleep and their Dr. Dentons upstairs, we will take out the yearbook, Poopsie, and remember those first fine, careless days when we were young.
Zelda!
A loaf of bread, an ice cube, anything?
Maynard, you can eat later. Right now we got to get cracking on those captions.
The captions?
I don't know what they are, but I'll eat them.
Maynard, a caption is a line you put under a picture in the yearbook, like most likely to succeed, most intelligent, most beautiful, like that.
All right, let's get to it.
Yeah, before I go into a comma.
Maynard, that's coma.
I already picked out some pictures.
Yeah, okay. Let's see.
Here, most likely to succeed, most intelligent, most beautiful.
That's what I like about you, Zelda. You're so modest.
Yeah, I got that too. Most modest.
Yeah. What's the caption on mine?
Most likely to marry Zelda Gilroy.
Now cut that out.
I know the caption on mine. Most hungry.
Possess your soul and patience, Maynard. I'm sending you two boys out on an assignment in a few minutes. As soon as I read you the class poem I wrote for the yearbook.
Oh?
Central High, we're going to miss you. Central High, we hug and kiss you. Central High, our alma mater, you're the best on land or water. Central High, for you we're burning. We will miss your halls and learning. We will miss your kindly teachers, principals, and other creatures. Kind of gets you right here, huh, Dope?
I don't know, Zelda. Maynard's stomach's growling awful loud.
Please, small girl, let me go so I get something to eat.
You're out of money, remember?
I'll trap something. Please, Zelda.
All right, man, I'm sending you out on a great human interest story. Every year, the yearbook has a feature called Where Are They Now? We look up somebody who graduated from Central High a long time ago, find out what he's doing, and write a story about him.
Well, who do you want us to look up?
I really got a Lulu this time. I had to dig way back. Have you ever heard of Show 'em No Mercy Appleby?
Well, who hasn't? He was the greatest football player in the history of Central High.
That's right. In the big game against Webster High in 1911, he sent the entire Webster team to the hospital. And the coach, too.
Yeah.
We never lost a single game when Show 'em No Mercy Appleby was playing for us.
Where is he now?
That's what you two are going to find out.
But where do we start looking?
Hey, let's start the lunch counter, huh, Dope?
Yeah, look, look, look. You'll find him. You can do it.
But what if he moved to another state? Like Cleveland?
Well, that's what you've got to find out. And bring me back a story.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Zelda.
Hey, Dope, remember what we came for?
Oh, yeah. Zelda, could you lend us a little money to buy Maynard something to eat?
Sure, Pooksy. How much do you want?
$20 or $30. Maynard, here's $1.
Right. And here's a pencil and paper for you, my ace reporter.
Zelda, please!
And here's a camera for you, my ace photographer.
Yeah.
Now go!
Yeah. Okay, Zelda.
I'll stand by to tear out the front page.
Now I had two big problems. First, how to feed Maynard on only $1. Well, that problem got solved.
Oh, Dope, get a lot more peanuts for $1 than a dime.
True, Maynard.
Almost twice as much.
Yeah, Maynard, The second problem was how to find Show 'em No Mercy Appleby. This was a really tough one.
What's so tough about it?
What's so tough about it? Why, this man could be anywhere. Europe, China, Australia. How are we going to find him? What do you think we do? Just walk up to the first passerby and say, "Excuse me, sir, but do you happen to be Show 'em No Mercy Appleby?"
Yes, I am.
He could be anywhere in the world. He could be dead, for that matter. Maynard, which way did he go?
I think he went that way.
No, that way.
Yeah, you're right, he went that way.
No, I think you're right, that way.
Maybe he went that way.
Maynard, come on.
Mr.
Appleby will be here any moment. Naturally, we want to make a good impression on the new owner of Kane Iron and Steel. I didn't tell you that... And who might you be?
I might be Rex the Wonder Horse, but I'm not. I'm Show 'em No Mercy Appleby. I own this place and everything in it.
Oh, well, Mr. Appleby, it's a great pleasure, I'm sure. My name is...
Yes, I know who you are, I know who they are, I know what they are, and they're fired. Come on, get out, you time servers.
Oh, but sir...
Don't give me any lip. Get out of here. Come on. Move! Now then, you. Do you want to stay on here as resident counselor, or do you want to go back to chasing ambulances?
Oh, I'll say so.
Fine. Then your salary will be cut 75%, effective immediately.
Oh, but quiet.
I suppose you wonder why I'm dressed like this. I'll tell you. Every time I buy a new business, I go out and look at the trash pile. That's what I did when I bought Montgomery Motors. That's what I did when I bought Interplanetary Electronics. And that's what I'm going to do here. There's more profit goes out the back door than comes in the front. That's the curse of business. Waste. Now, where's your trash pile?
Well, it's out and back, I believe.
All right, I'll take a look at it. You better fire those two secretaries outside.
Oh, yes, sir.
And you better take up shorthand. Waste. Waste. Waste.
You were right, though. He went that way.
No, Maynard, I think you were right. Maynard, it's him. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Did you say you were Show 'em No Mercy Appleby?
That's right, son. I'll beat it.
The Show 'em No Mercy Appleby who was star fullback of the 1910 Central High School football team?
The Show 'em No Mercy Appleby, who has put more men in the hospital than the flu epidemic. I'm about to add 2 more to my list. Now beat it.
Sir, what are you doing?
I'm looking in a junk pile. What do you think?
But why?
It's the way I make my living. Now get out of here while you still can.
Poor old fella. Once a great football star, the idol of the crowd, a graduate of Central High. Today, a poor old miserable junk picker.
Gee, I'm getting like all misty, though.
Maynard, give me that camera. Maynard, we're gonna do something to help that poor old miserable son of Central High.
I'm like all heart, though.
Dobie, that's terrible.
It was even worse in person.
It was like pathetic.
It almost broke my heart watching that poor miserable old man work.
Work!
Maynard, that's a crying shame. Zelda, here's a fine old man like Show 'em No Mercy Appleby who risked life and limb for Central High. And look at him today. Penniless, forgotten, scratching a miserable living out of junk piles. We just can't let this happen.
Well, what can we do?
Give him his own junk pile.
Hey, I'll give him my allowance for the next month. That's $20.
And I'll contribute mine. That's a total of $40.
And I'll give mine, and that'll be $40.35.
That's not nearly enough.
Like right.
We gotta figure out a way to raise a lot more.
Like right.
A way that'll really work.
Maynard, we're busy. We got no time for your little quirk.
Work!
Maynard, cut that out. I said quirk.
Oh, I thought you said work.
Work! Maynard, please. Zelda, I know what we can do.
What?
The senior class fund. How much is in it?
Well, $110. Why?
Well,
Yeah, good thinking, Dope. First, we find out where they keep it, see?
Maynard.
Then we get them funny masks and pull them over our faces, see? And Zelda waits outside in the car and
Maynard.
keeps the motor running. And if we can't get a car, she waits outside and holds the bus transfers. And we
Maynard.
zoom past the guards,
Maynard.
blast them with our gas, and heist the loot.
Maynard, enough!
And then we make tracks for the border before the posse can get a haul.
Zelda, the senior class fund might be exactly what we're looking for. What was the class planning to do with it?
We were going to use the money to buy a drinking fountain for the girls' gym.
Let's give it to Mr. Appleby instead.
What's he gonna do with a drinking fountain?
No, we use the money for our ragged, tattered old hero. And that's only the beginning. After that, we'll raise lots more.
Yeah, we can throw a big benefit bazaar for him.
I'll sell ice cream, and all the money will go to Mr. Appleby.
Yeah, I'll sell soda pop.
I'll sell candy.
I'll sell peanuts.
I'll sell hot dogs.
I'll sell hamburgers.
And I'll sell kisses.
No offense, Zelda, but ain't we supposed to be trying to raise money?
Never mind, Maynard. Zelda, this is the finest thing any senior class has ever done. Our parting gift to Central High will be a magnificent gesture to show that pathetic old wretch that Central High School doesn't forget yesterday's heroes.
Geez, Zelda, I'm getting like all misty.
Me too. Dobe, has anybody ever told you you're all heart?
Yeah, me.
It's a far, far better thing we do than we have ever done. That was the beginning of our campaign to save Show 'em No Mercy Appleby. All the weapons at our command were thrown into the battle. And what a battle that was.
The power of the press will save this poor, miserable wretch. Copy boy, take this down. Here's the lead to the greatest story this yearbook has ever carried. Students of Central High, put your hands in your pockets. What do you find there? A handful of coins? To you, they may be but a few paltry pennies. But to a tired, beaten, unhappy old bag of bones, they can be the door to new life, new hopes, new horizons. Dig into those pockets and show that Central High still remembers and appreciates its great hero of a bygone era, Show 'em No Mercy Appleby.
Beautiful, Zelda.
Okay, Maynard, now read to me what I just said.
Right. Students.
Well, go on.
That's all I got. You like talking fast.
Maynard, stop the presses. Does everybody help us around here? I'll do it myself. Copy boy, get that phone and act like a newspaper man.
Check. Stop the presses.
Maynard, you just tell them who you are.
Maynard G. Krebs, ace reporter here. Appleby. Show 'em no mercy, Appleby. How do you spell it? It's A-P-P-P-L-B.
You better give me the phone. Yeah. Dobie Gillis, assistant editor. Check. Yeah, he was the greatest hero Central High School ever had, and he's a poor, broken wreck of a man now. Check. Check.
Dobie, who was that?
Somebody named Check.
It was... That was the Daily Bugle. They heard about Mr. Appleby, and they wanted to know the details.
Hey, Central High will be famous.
And Mr. Appleby will get back on his feet.
Stop the presses.
Stop the presses.
Just tell them what line of the conversation.
Come on, man, we gotta get rolling on that editorial. Maynard, tear out the front page.
Maynard, that's not what she meant.
Maynard, go get some paper from the supply room.
Right.
Give us your old clothes so a fine old man won't go...
Save our doddering old hero.
Everybody gives.
Here, here, here.
Don't be a cheap.
Don't be a tightwad.
I don't need these old clothes
We'll
anyhow.
take anything.
We're eager. Maynard, I said we were eager, not desperate. Here, put these back on.
Led by Dobie Gillis, the students of Central High School are digging deep into their pockets to show that pathetic old wretch that Central High School doesn't forget yesterday's hero. Dobie, dear, did anybody ever tell you that you're all heart?
Is everybody deaf? Me. Look at here. It's in all the downtown papers, too. Oh, I'm proud of you, son.
I'm glad, Dad, because I was going to ask you to contribute to the Show 'em No Mercy Appleby Fund $10.
Not that proud.
Give him the money and be thankful that you had it to give.
Well, you're right, Winnie. That poor old man out there picking junk. Here, take this, boy.
Oh, thanks,
Here,
Dad.
take this, too. He probably hasn't had a square meal in years.
And these
Dad.
two?
And this, too?
Yeah, man.
And this, Maynard! I know you spend enough time around here to qualify, but you are not really a member of the family. So if you're going to give something you own. Just got carried away. I'm all heart, too.
That's all right, Maynard. I'm proud of you. And you, Herbert, and especially you, Dobie.
Thanks.
Well, you're not any prouder of them than I am.
Well, I'm prouder than either of you.
You are not. I'm prouder.
Well, I'm proud of them up to here.
Well, I'm proud of them up to there. Well, I'm proud of them up to here. Well, I'm proud of them up to there. Well, I'm proud of them up to there.
We are all proud of you.
We sure are.
Ditto, Mr. G.
Right. But I'm proud of them up to...
Maynard, please.
Dobie's doing such a wonderful thing, and his payment will come when he sees the gratitude and the appreciation on the poor old face of Mr. Appleby.
Murder. Death. I'll kill them. I'll crush their skulls like eggshells. I'll shoo them into the poorhouse. Withers, you panty waste, come in here.
Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Appleby. Yes, sir.
Withers, have you seen that?
Oh, dear.
And this?
Oh, goodness.
Yes, help us save this poor, beaten, downtrodden old man. Give him your old clothes. This poor, pathetic wretch can use anything. Now, what do you have to say to that?
They misspelled pathetic wretch.
Quiet. You're a lawyer, aren't you? That's libel, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, sir.
Then we'll sue him within an inch of his life.
Oh, but Mr. Appleby, sir, he's only a high school student. Dobie Gillis. Now, how much can you get out of a high school student?
He has a father, hasn't he? And the father owns a grocery store, and a truck, and a GI insurance policy, and $1,100 in the bank. I'm going to get every nickel of it. Come on now, you, and get your briefcase.
Yes, sir.
Gee, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Gee, thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Maynard, I'd better go over to the school now. We're having a rally during lunch hour for the Show 'em No Mercy Applebee Fund.
Say, that doesn't give you much time. I better drive you over, huh? Never mind, Mr. G. I can drive him.
Maynard, you don't even have a car.
Good thinking.
Good thing.
Mr. G?
Yeah?
G? I'm proud of him. Up
Maynard!
May I help you?
I'm shown no mercy, Appleby.
Oh, my goodness. You must try to eat something.
What's that for?
Oh, now don't be proud with us, Mr. Appleby. You take it.
Well, I never turned down anything that was for free.
You know what I like with apples? A nice piece of chocolate.
Well, thank you. Have any cheese?
Why, certainly.
Any buttermilk?
But of course. Salami?
Thank you. We'll put this in the briefcase for later. Now then, you, I take it, are the mother of Dobie Gillis.
The proud mother.
And where is the proud father?
No, he took Dobie to school. He should be along.
Willis, how much do you think the joint's worth?
6,000 or 8,000, what I can see.
You have much of an inventory out back?
Oh, not terribly much.
Where do you live?
Upstairs.
What kind of furniture do you have?
Oh, old things mostly.
Antiques?
Oh, no. Just things we bought when we were married.
Uh-huh. We'll put down about $500 for personal effects.
Why are you asking all these questions?
Do you know who I am, madam?
Why, certainly. It's all right here in my son's article.
No, it isn't all there, madam. I own the Kane Iron and Steel Company, the Interplanetary Electronics Company, the Amalgamated Copper Company, and I am president of the Drovers and Planters National Bank.
You are?
Tell her.
He is.
Well, you must have gotten a mighty good chuckle out of my boy's little article.
Madam, I haven't had a good chuckle since 1933 when I foreclosed on an entire county. Give it over.
Liable? I don't understand.
Explain it to her, Counselor.
Libel is holding a person up to public ridicule, contempt, and derision, causing mental anguish and loss of respect and esteem in the community, casting doubt on a man's business reliability and personal character, and, in general, impairing public confidence and respect.
And calling me a miserable wretch, a decrepit old hulk, a weather-beaten pauper, and a pathetic old man.
Well, obviously that was all a mistake.
Yes, a mistake that'll cost you and your husband and that idiot son of yours everything that you own, everything that you ever hoped to own.
So, when we get down to the high school, do you mind if I stick around and watch this rally you're putting on for old man Appleby?
Sure, Dad, if you want to.
Oh, I do, son. I think it's a great idea, and I'm very proud of you, boy. Not as proud as me. I'm proud of him up to... Boy, how much money do you think you're going to raise for the old man?
Well, we started off with $110 in the senior class fund, and then with what we took in from the bazaar and the old clothes, the raffle.
It's probably $300 or $500. Man, what a haul! If we grab those kids before they get to
Maynard,
Appleby...
I told you to cut that out.
Yeah, and we don't head for Mexico, see? Every Tom, Dick, and Harold vamooses down Cucaracha way. We head north, see?
Yeah.
What kind of cockeyed talk is that? We adios up to Canada. Who'd ever think of looking for us there?
Maynard.
I mean, Canada's a whole entirely different city.
Yeah.
Oh, Maynard, pipe down. Ooh, man, what a shrewd-thinking fellow you are, Maynard G. Krebs. While all those cop cats are running around looking at tortillas and enchiladas, we've vamoosed to other places. You'll never get away with it. Oh, sure I will, Mr. G. I will definitely...
What about the Royal Canadian Mounted Police?
Nobody will ever catch... Oh, yeah, they always get their man, huh? Oh, right. You're not a man, kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah. Oh, I got it. Cleveland. Oh! Cleveland? Like, yeah, nobody ever goes to Cleveland. I mean, who ever finds
Dad,
Cleveland?
stop encouraging him.
I'm sorry. You can't get away with it, killer. Right, copper.
Dad, cut that out. You know how Maynard gets carried away.
Dobie's right, Maynard. You can't go to Canada and you can't go to Cleveland. How about trying Cincinnati?
Dad! Maynard! I'm ashamed of the two of you carrying on like this when we should be thinking of that poor, sweet, lovable old man.
Shame, double shame. Why, you are a decrepit wretch and a miserable hulk.
Madam, he is not a miserable hulk. The kind of hulk he is decrepit.
Willard!
Just quoting the evidence, sir.
Also detestable, despicable, and hateful.
You hear that, Withers? Now we can sue the whole family. Make it a package lawsuit.
Right.
Why, this is positively shameful. At this very moment, my boy Dobie, bless his dear sweetheart, is over at the high school making a speech in order to raise money for you. You miserable scoundrel.
Did you hear that, Withers? Making a speech. That's more evidence. Can you take down shorthand?
Oh, yes, sir. 100 words a minute.
You better get it up to 150 in the next 10 minutes. Come on, let's go.
We'll see you in court.
Attention, your attention, please.
Like your attention, please. My good buddy Dobie's going to make a speech.
Yeah, quiet down and listen to what my boy has to say.
Yeah. Kids, the snack bar's closed today. Today I'm not going to let you spend your money on ice cream and root beer and candy. Not that I've got anything against ice cream, root beer, and candy, but today you've got something more important to do with your money. I'm going to ask you not only for ice cream money, but also for the money you've been sticking in your sock for new records and new skis and new hubcaps and like that. I want important money from you today because we've got an important job to do. You all know about the fund for Show 'em No Mercy Appleby. You've all been generous. You've all contributed. But I want you to contribute more. I want to push this fund over the top, and I'll tell you why. We're all seniors here, about to leave Central High. This school's given us an awful lot. Not only the stuff we got out of books, but a lot of things you don't find in the curriculum. I mean, devotion and dedication and a real honest, unselfish concern about what kind of people we're going to grow up to be. Well, let's show Central High how grateful we are. Let's show it not by buying another drinking fountain or another set of books for the library or another row of bleachers for the stadium. Let's show it by a living testimonial. Let's pay tribute. I said tribute, not charity, to a man who had it in his heart to return the love and devotion that Central High School felt for him. A man who week after week got out on the football field with only one thought in his mind: to give his last ounce of strength for the school he loved, the school that loved him. A man whose spirit burns bright, a beacon to light the way into the future. Think of what kind of man Mr. Appleby could be if he had the breaks we had. But somewhere along the line, something terrible happened. Something that turned a fine, upstanding citizen into a pitiable figure of a man. What was it? Nobody knows. But we're going to make up for whatever went wrong for this man who did so much for Central High. We're going to make up for whatever weakness.
Appleby, I just can't go through with this. I just can't.
Damaged character.
Withers,
No mercy.
me neither.
A man...
Hold it, son. Hold it. Hold it.
Mr. Appleby, here, sit down, you poor dear old thing. Can I get you
Wait a
something to
minute.
eat?
Wait a minute. I'm not poor. And I'm not a deer. I'm a gillionaire. I'm rotten clear through to the core. But thank you for letting me see the error of my ways. Here, you take this money. And all the money you make at the sale. And buy something for your high school, like an auditorium or a gymnasium or something like that. If you need any more, come to me.
You're all heart, sir. I didn't realize it was that kind of dough in pick and junk. Don't despair, Maynard. You'll make it.
Hurry, kids. 4. He's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a
jolly good fellow.
which nobody can deny, which nobody can.
To show you the plans for the new Central High School auditorium. Appleby Auditorium, we're going to call it, and it'll be beautiful, and we'll never forget you,
That's
sir.
right, sir.
You're all heart, sir.
Uh-huh.
That's all right, kids. I'm only too glad to do it. I'm glad you stopped by, and I'll come by anytime you feel like it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Bye,
very much.
Mr. Appleby.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye-bye, sir.
Oh, they're right, sir. That was a mighty handsome thing you did for Central High School. And I know it cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah, and I think I know where the money's coming from.
Where, sir?
Effective immediately, your salary is cut another 75%. Outside.
Once a gal who's dreamy, Dobie. Wants a gal who's creamy, Dobie. Wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, she's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Precious Central High, and there the brave old Central belt resounds across the sky.
Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, Dobie, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, Dobie.
Yep, the big day is almost here. My graduation from Central High School. But there were times when I thought it had never arrived. Like every time I got my grades. Or like the time all the trouble started on the first day of my senior semester. That was when I ran home, all bubbling over about graduating. And Dad was excited, too.
So you're graduating. Big deal.
But you're going to be a part of my graduation.
I already told you I'd give you the $6 for that wacky cap and gown. What more do you want?
A picture of you and Mom in the caps and gowns you wore when you graduated from high school. The yearbook's going to publish family pictures of all the graduates.
Why, what an adorable idea. My graduation picture's in that old trunk up in the attic. Where's yours, Herbert?
Who knows? Forget it.
Forget it? What a shocking attitude. When your son asked you to be a part of a very important event in his life. Don't worry, darling. I'll find your father's high school graduation picture.
Winnie, I absolutely forbid you to waste time on such foolishness.
Why, Herbert T. Gillis, I am stunned. You call yourself a good father, but you act like a rude, boisterous, unpolished, unrefined boor.
You rang?
Oh, hi, Maynard.
Like, hi, Mrs. G, Mr. G, Dobe G. Dobe G, that's you, good buddy.
I know, Maynard, I know.
Maynard, dear, we're in the middle of an important family discussion.
Yeah? What'd I miss?
Maynard, people who butt into other people's conversations are not considered polite people.
Yeah, those kind of people are real low-down type of people. Okay, start again. This low-down people's ready.
Maynard, dear.
Yes, Mrs. G?
No offense, Buster, but why don't you just flake off?
Gee, thanks, Mrs. G. When you talk like that, I feel like I'm home.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right, Mom. I have to go upstairs anyhow and start my homework.
Work!
Maynard, I meant the kind of thing we do at school, not the other kind.
Well, the kind of what?
Work.
Work!
Maynard, come on.
Herbert, something's bothering you.
Nothing's bothering me. It's just that I can't afford to waste time crawling around in some crummy attic trying to find some crummy old picture.
Why, Herbert?
Well, that's right, and I believe... Oh, Winnie Pooh, I'm a bum. The reason I can't give our dear boy the picture he wants is because his respected, honored, beloved father who loves him is a stupid, uneducated ignoramus who never graduated from high school.
No.
Yes, and I'm ashamed to tell him.
Oh, Herbert, dear.
Well, it wasn't my fault. I had to quit school and go to work to get enough money so I could finish school and get a diploma. But before I saved enough money to go back, along came WW2. I enlisted. Then I met you, and we got married, and I took over the store. And what with Dobie on the way and trying to make both ends meet, I never did get back to get my diploma.
Why, dear, I never knew.
It's what's inside all of a guy that counts, not just what's inside one part of him, like his head. This is America, and oh, Winnie Pooh, I am a miserable flop, and our dear boy is being brought up by a stupid, uneducated ignoramus.
Why, dear, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Lots of stupid, uneducated, ignorant, wonderful people never graduated from school.
Winnie Pooh, don't waste your time trying to cheer me up. Anybody who gets through high school can't possibly be a stupid, uneducated ignoramus.
Like me, Mr. Milfloss, sir?
Like you, Mr. Krebs. Answer the question. Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner?
Mr. Milfloss, sir?
No, Mr. Krebs, I will not repeat the question.
Then would you...
No, Mr. Krebs, I will not give you 45 minutes to do research.
Then would you... Nah, you'd never do it.
Go on, surprise me. I never do what?
Send me out on a mysterious errand to keep me away till school's out, so I don't give a wrong answer to the question.
Correct, Mr. Krebs, I'd never do it.
See, I was like right.
Congratulations, this is like the first time for everything.
Yeah, Mr. Milflaws, Maynard would have known the answer, but he didn't have time to finish studying. You see, we were
There's
both...
no need to defend him, Mr. Gillis. He's like no worse than many other members of this class. I find it a highly depressing situation. Here you young people are given a golden opportunity to learn, to improve yourselves, to prepare for the future. And you waste it. What a tragedy.
Gee, I'm getting like all misty.
He's getting like all misty. There are thousands of people right here in this country, in our own city, who would give anything to be sitting in your seats.
Where are they? They can have mine.
You see, you are not the only students I have the privilege, and I use the term under duress, of teaching. At night, I conduct several adult education classes.
Man, how can you like educate adults? They're like too far gone.
Not quite, Mr. Krebs. The people who come to night school after long hours in factories and mills and offices work much harder than any of you to learn the things you are taking for granted. And most of them are wonderfully conscientious, sharp as a tack, eager students.
Me? Go to night school? Huh!
You are enrolling tonight. It's the only way you'll ever get your high school diploma.
Winnie, at my age, I don't need a high school diploma. What I need is soft food and a rocking chair. Oh, Winnie, I want to do what's right by Dobie, but why do I have to graduate? What difference does it make?
No, you don't mean that. Graduation is something that you really want.
Oh, I suppose so, but I'd be embarrassed going over there to night school.
You'll be embarrassed if you don't go. Next objection?
Dobie will laugh me crazy.
Well, all right, then. We won't tell Dobie until after you graduate. Then he'll be so proud he wouldn't even think of laughing. Next objection.
What if I flunk? I take that back. Herbert T. Gillis, when I start out to do some flunk, impossible.
Out of the question. Next objection.
Well, oh, Winnie, you got your head made up that I'm going to graduate, so why fight it?
Oh, darling, this is the finest, bravest thing you've ever done.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I would.
Oh, I'm a loving husband, so I wouldn't argue with you. I don't feel good. My feet hurt.
There, dear. You're going to love it in time.
No, I won't.
Of course you will.
I will.
Now, there. I will wait for you outside.
Oh, please, don't leave me now.
All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Milfloss, Monty W. Milfloss.
Monty W. Milfloss?
I'm to be your teacher during this coming, let us hope, happy semester. Now, let's fill out these enrollment cards, please. Pass them back, please. Pass them back. You know, I'm not trying to flatter you folks.
She's just a visitor.
Oh, thank you. But I enjoy teaching these adult classes even more than my regular high school classes during the day.
Oh, this is murder, Winnie. If he teaches during the day, he's bound to know Dobie.
So?
So the minute he hears my name is Gillis, he'll open his big yap, and Dobie will learn all about it, and I don't know why I ever let you talk me into it in the first place.
It's too late to do anything about it now.
No, it is not.
Please stop that whispering there. If there are any questions, ask me. Mr.
Dobbs. Fred C. Dobbs. And then, you see, after I graduate, I say, my name is not Fred C. Dobbs, it is Herbert T. Gillis. And they have to give me my diploma and my right name. Smart, huh?
Brilliant.
Hey, you know, I think I'm going to like this. My homework. American history. Oh, boy. The administration of President Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore was a president? The administration of President Millard Fillmore began on July 10th, 1850. When he succeeded to... You know, Winnie, this could get tough.
Hi, Mom. Dad.
Oh, son.
Oh, hello, dear. Where have you been?
At the library studying. I'm going upstairs now and finish. This American history is the wildest.
American history? You mean about presidents and senators and presidents nobody ever heard of and stuff like that there?
Right. I'm pretty good at it, even if I do say so myself.
Presidents in American history, huh? Say, how'd you like your old dad to help you with your homework?
Yeah, thanks, Dad, but this is one subject where I don't need any help.
But your old dad wants to help you with your homework. Now, why don't you tell me everything you know about any old president that happens to cross your mind?
Like Theodore Roosevelt?
Like Millard Fillmore.
Millard Fillmore? You know, it's funny you should mention him because I'm kind of an expert on his administration.
Oh.
Yeah. You see, he was a vice president under Zachary Taylor.
Millard Fillmore was a Whig? Ridiculous. That's what he wore, not what he was.
No, Dad. He was a member of the Whig political party. They were an early group of conservative statesmen.
Oh, that Whig.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've done enough studying for today.
Oh, but I haven't. I mean, I haven't heard you recite all you know about President Fillmore. You know, I want you to get good marks in your test.
Oh. Okay, Dad. You know, I sure appreciate this big interest you're taking in my studies lately. You're a wonderful father.
Oh, just say a good American, WW2 veteran, good conduct medal, all that sort of jazz. Read, boy, out loud.
Yeah. Millard Fillmore, the 13th president...
Quig.
Oh, yeah, Quig. Was born January 7th, 1800, in a log cabin on a farm in Cayuga County, New York. Hi, Dad.
Hi, son. Well, don't just stand there doing nothing. Start studying.
Gee, I just got home. I gotta go upstairs and get my books.
Don't bother, boy. I brought them down here for you. Here you are, Millard Fillmore, page 208, paragraph 3. All right, start studying, boy.
Here, Dad?
And now.
Oh, okay. You say so. Let's see. President Millard Fillmore.
Oh, Wig, if there ever was one.
Yeah, Dad, yeah. Appointed Daniel Webster as his Secretary of State in 1850.
Hey, Dope, how come you're so smart in school these days?
Oh, I'm not so smart, Maynard.
Yeah, I guess you ain't.
Well, you didn't have to change your mind so fast. I'm pretty smart.
You sure are, Snookums. Whenever Mr. Milfoss calls on you, you pop right up with all the right answers.
Yeah, especially about that president, Millard Fillmore.
Maynard, that's Millard Fillmore.
Yeah, him too.
Yeah. You know, I really owe it all to my father.
You gotta be kidding.
I don't know why, but Dad's changed so darn much lately. I mean, every afternoon he does my homework with me. He makes me recite my lesson over and over. He's really making a student out of me.
Yeah, when they get to his age, they kind of develop a flabbiness in their head.
Maynard.
Your father's finally using good sense, Snookums. Now you'll start getting good grades and graduate with honors and be admitted to a big college, and then I won't have to support us when we're married.
Zelda, please.
Somebody's got to nag you onto success, lover, because without nagging, you're a hopeless case.
Like me.
Not quite that hopeless.
Oh, Zelda, I gotta admit the nagging's helpful. I've been writing these smashing essays, and everyone's better than the last one.
This essay is even better than your last one. How'd you know so much about Millard Fillmore?
Well, some fellows specialize in space travel and others in atomic physics and some in batting averages. Me, I just happen to specialize in Millard Fillmore. Whig.
La-di-da. Name me one guy with any brains who ever heard of Millard Fillmore.
One more word out of you, Callahan, and zing into orbit.
Stop that or I'll keep you both in for recess. That's better. Let's move ahead with our study of American history. For tomorrow's assignment, I'd like the class to prepare an essay of about 500 words on the Louisiana Purchase. I want to compare your work with the work of my regular classes. I've given them the same assignment.
Louisiana Purchase? Where are we going to find out anything about that?
The Louisiana Purchase? As a matter of fact, Dad, we're studying about it in class right now.
No.
Yes.
Say, I got a great idea. Why don't you start studying right now and I'll help you?
Gee, thanks, Dad, but I'm supposed to be working here in the store now.
Never mind that. Your lessons should come first.
But I need the money you keep promising to pay me.
Well, nobody can ever say that Herbert T. Gillis is against education, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll promise to pay you the same salary if you'll just buckle down and do your schoolwork. Work!
Maynard.
Like, hi, Mr. G, Dope. Good buddy, I'm like worried about graduating.
What's there to worry about?
Well, I'm not exactly worried about graduating. It's more like not graduating.
That's what I thought.
Mr. G, would you maybe like help me a little chunk like you do sometimes with Dope?
Well, that depends. What do you know about the Louisiana Purchase?
Nothing. I've never been near the state of Indianapolis.
That's what I was afraid of. Come on, son. Let's take a swipe at this Louisiana Purchase, huh?
Oh, okay, Dad. Well, the Louisiana Territory was purchased from France by President Thomas Jefferson.
Probably a Whig.
No, Dad.
Well, everybody couldn't be Whigs. Go ahead.
You see, President Thomas Jefferson decided that this country
should gain possession of the area known as the Louisiana Territory, extending from the Mississippi to the Rocky Mountains. This was the beginning of the westward movement in the United States. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Mr. Dobbs. As usual, an excellent piece of work.
Well, you are not playing with kids, you know.
In fact, it compares favorably to work done by students in my regular high school classes.
No, what do them juveniles know?
I'm really proud of you, Dreamboat. Another A.
I don't want to appear immodest, but I'm proud of me, too.
Dobie,
Yeah.
your essay on the Louisiana Purchase was excellent work.
Work! Maynard.
Your essay was really something to be proud of.
You see, Poopsie, when you buckle down, you're really a crackerjack student. And that means that someday you'll be able to support me in the style to which I should become accustomed.
Zelda! I'm being brilliant, and she's wrinkling.
Dobie, I don't quite know how to say this, but Well, have you been doing all these assignments yourself?
Sure. Oh, my dad helps by listening to me sometimes, but he never does my assignments or writes essays for me or like that.
Then let me put it this way. Do you know a man named Fred C. Dobbs?
Dobbs? No, I don't think so, sir.
No, I don't know him either.
Maynard.
I know a fellow named Fred G. Tibbles.
Something's fishy here, and I'm going to find out why.
I think his name is Fred G. Tibbles. It could be Arthur H. Tibbles. It's a big family.
Maynard, please. Mr. Milfloss, what is it? What's wrong?
I'm not sure yet. But stand by while I turn these glasses in for a couple of private eyes.
Well, maybe it was Henry C. Tibbles.
Maynard.
Mr. Dobbs, what do you know about the construction of the Panama Canal?
Not much, Mr. Milfloss, but I'm dead game to find out. How long do you want the essay?
How does 500 words sound?
Oh, it sounds great to me. You shall have it.
I think I've already had it.
Huh?
Never mind. Just write the essay.
That I will, and you will learn a barrelful.
That's what I'm afraid of.
The Panama Canal Zone has an area of 553 square miles, of which 371 square miles are land. It's 50 miles long, at least 300 feet
Hold
wide.
it, boy. You're going too fast.
Too fast?
I mean, mumbling and speeding along like that. Slow down. Give it a chance to sink in.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
My pleasure, son.
Yeah. The, Panama... Dad, what are you writing there?
Oh, just making some notes so I can ask you questions later on. Keep you on your toes.
Oh?
No fair cheating.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, why don't you start at the beginning and real slow take it so that your old brain can grab hold, huh?
Oh. Good thinking, Dad. Good thinking. Let's see, the Panama Canal Zone has an area...
553 square miles, of which 371 square miles are land. It is 50 miles long, at least 300 feet wide, at the bottom of the excavated channel,
And hold it, Mr. Dobbs. I've heard enough.
But I ain't finished yet.
Want to bet?
Huh?
I have several serious words to say about that essay.
Oh, too deep, huh?
No.
Too fancy?
No.
Too high-toned?
Too stolen.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn minute.
It's entirely possible that somebody stole it from you.
Oh, well, I admit it's pretty high-class stuff, but why would anyone go around burgling essays?
I can't imagine. But a pupil in my daytime class by the name of Dobie Gillis.
Dobie Gillis didn't steal nothing. No.
How do you know?
Well, because he's a good boy and he wouldn't steal anything because he's a good boy.
You know it?
Never heard of him. Well, it's just that any kid with a name like Dobie Gillis doesn't sound like the kind of kid who'd run around stealing essays.
Mr. Dobbs, there is something strange going on in the Panama Canal, isn't there?
Well, you see...
Also the Louisiana Purchase.
Well, I know.
And Millard Fillmore. Do you think I should talk to the principal about this Gillis boy?
Oh, no, don't go to the principal because this Gillis boy didn't steal anything. The Gillis boy is not guilty. Well, at least not that Gillis boy. It's this Gillis boy.
Oh, hi, Dad.
Hi. Son, I got to talk to you.
Dad, I'm just studying about President Chester A. Arthur. How would you like to help me?
Forget all about that stuff. My school days are over forever. Boy, I got a confession to make.
A confession?
Yeah, a terrible, miserable confession. But before you start calling me a bummer and a cheat, I want you to remember all the good things I've done for you.
Dad, what's the matter?
I want you to remember, when I brought you that teddy bear to the hospital when you was only a day old.
I'm afraid I don't remember that, Dad.
Oh, sure you do, boy. And remember how I brought you home from the hospital and put you in that little crib when you was hardly as big as a 10-pound sack of flour?
I think I was a little too young, Dad.
Oh, you were not. You remember? Remember how I walked
Dad,
the floor with you when you had the colic?
No, Dad.
Now, I want you to remember all these things when I tell you about the terrible thing I've done.
You, Dad? Impossible.
No, it was low down and sneaky.
No, I can't believe that.
What kind of a son are you, anyway, disagreeing with your own father?
Dad.
I am an honest man, and when I say that I've been dishonest, what right have you got not to believe me? Oh, forgive me, dear boy. You know, I enrolled in that night school so that I could finally get my high school diploma, see? But then I started copying your homework and getting grades that I didn't even deserve.
Dad, I had no idea.
Remember the teddy bear?
Yeah.
Remember how I shoved you in that crib?
Yeah.
And remember how I walked the floor with you when my feet were killing me? And how the floor was so cold that twice I almost caught my death?
Please, Dad, calm down. Everything will be all right.
It will?
Of course it will.
You mean you can forgive me for letting you down?
Sure, Dad.
And for setting you such a bad example?
Right.
And for disgracing you in front of the whole high school?
Sure.
And for getting caught?
You got caught? Look, Dad, I don't know why you did what you did, but I know you must have had a reason. And I'm going to stick with you no matter what.
Oh, bless you, dear boy. A poor, miserable father like me don't deserve a fine, upstanding son like you.
That's not true, Dad. You're a fine father.
You are disagreeing with me again, but don't let it pass.
Listen, Dad, we'll see this through together. You and Mom and me.
Then how can I lose? I'll go down to that school board and tell them just how it happened. They've got to give me another chance, don't they, boy?
Sure, Dad, sure.
Why, sure they do. Why, you can't beat a man when he's standing shoulder to shoulder with his loyal family. Oh, bring on that school board. I'm gonna fight like a tiger. Please, Mr. Milfloss, don't kick me out. Oh, I beg you.
The school board has decided that in light of the circumstances, you will not be punished. And you'll be given a chance to rewrite all of the essays that you copied from your son. This time without help.
All right, Mr. Milfloss. And don't you let me catch you help me anymore, or oh, the fur's gonna fly, boy.
Mr. Milfrost, you mean that my husband will be able to graduate after all?
If his examinations and essays are satisfactory, he'll receive his diploma along with the graduates of the regular high school.
Oh, Herbert, isn't that wonderful?
Nah, don't worry, Mom. Dad'll pass that exam easy.
Sure he will, Mrs. Gillis.
He will.
He will.
He will.
He will?
What were the principal accomplishments of the administration of James K. Polk? He was the president, too?
I got my fingers crossed for him.
So have I.
So have I.
Me, too.
Maynard!
Time's up, Mr. Gillis.
But if
I'll have to take
he
your
was a Whig, he was not the best Whig, because the best Whig was Millard Fillmore. Or was it Chester A. Arthur?
How's it going? Dan, how's it going?
Now, don't be nervous or stutter or mumble, students. There's nothing to be scared about.
Like there, Mr. Milfloss, sir.
Like thank you, Maynard. Remember, the people in there waiting for your graduation are your own friends and relatives. Where are the rest of the graduates?
We're it, Mr. Milfloss.
Yeah, the end of the line.
Oh, no, you aren't. There are two more graduates. Graduates I'm very proud of. This ceremony doesn't go on until they get here.
Other graduates?
Like who?
Like us. Wait.
Hey, hold it! You can't graduate without us. I've been waiting 25 years for this. Hey, how do I look?
Beautiful, beautiful.
My wife and kids are waiting in there to watch me.
That's too bad. Stop shoving, Callahan.
Now listen, Dobbs.
The name is Gillis, and I don't think us graduates should be arguing. True?
True.
Ah, that's my dad.
Gee, I'm getting like all misty.
Me too. Now, come on. Let's get this line moving.
Above the school we love so well, our precious Central High, and there
And to think I could have gone into real estate.
Dad?
I'm back here taking inventory. What do you want?
Dad, we just got the proofs of our graduation pictures. They look great.
Big deal. Why don't you guys drop that graduation talk already?
No, but I gotta give your father credit. He didn't let graduate from high school stop him from being mean and rotten.
No offense. Dad, it was the biggest thing that ever happened to us.
A graduation's a graduation. Stop yakking about it, will you? Well, what are you gawking at? Ain't you never seen a high school graduate before?
Above the school we love so well, our precious Central High. And there the brave old Central bell resounds.
Dobie, once a gal who's creamy, Dobie, once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde, is she tall, is she dark, is she small, is she any kind of dreamer at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Basic differences. So the most important quality we can bring to marriage is compatibility. Just listen to this. Oh, what a glorious future faces a couple who do have compatibility. For compatibility... Mary Ellen, don't you want to learn about compatibility? All right, Mary Ellen, if you never want to get a fella, it's on your head.
Dobie, Dobie,
I'm real gone on this marriage kick. You see, up to now, I've merely been having dates. You know, just splashing around in the shallow end of life, so to speak. But pretty soon I'll be plunging into the deep end, marriage. So to answer my questions, I'm studying this book on the problems of married life. I have to use a book because, well, just between us, I'm getting some awful peculiar answers at home. My mother, a nice, kind, uncomplaining lady. Uncomplaining? Well, nobody's ever heard her complain. And the reason is that nobody's ever there to listen. You see, she's only half of this happy family picture. Here's the other half, the empty chair or missing husband half. Mom says the last time she remembers Dad in that chair was when he sat there to listen to the election returns. And Wilkie lost.
Fire of bison, we stick through thin and thick. We are better than streptomycin when a pal gets sick.
So now you know the truth. The powerful force that's kept my father's chair empty for lo these many years is the benevolent Order of Bison. Oh, I can't blame him for being such an enthusiastic member. After all, the lodge gives him a chance for a little pleasant relaxation and friendship.
And furthermore, Zabinski, you have always been a chowderhead.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Well, I might be a chowderhead, but you're a stupid chowderhead.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Well, you happen to be a stupid, stubborn chowderhead.
Yep, Mom knits and frets while Dad roars and bellows. You see, they haven't learned that without compatibility, marriage becomes shabby, tacky, seedy, washed out.
You rang?
Oh, hi, Maynard.
Like, hi, good buddy.
Hi.
Oh, I checked through that book from Dullsville.
Yeah, we're studying it at school in our senior problems class, marriage, courtship, and romance.
The title sounds like wild, but it don't have much of a story.
Maynard, listen. I'm reading this book because I want to be better prepared for marriage than my mother and father were.
My folks are like a mess, too.
Mine aren't a mess, they're just incompatible. And they don't spend enough time together to get compatible.
Well, those are the breaks.
But I live in hope. Hope that someday, somehow, something will happen that'll bring my father back to his home and hearth where he's so well beloved and away from the Bison Lodge forever.
On this glorious occasion, leave me state that if I am elected to this high and noble office, I will increase the number of meetings to 3 or maybe even 4 a week, every week, And any guy who don't show up because his wife doesn't like the idea is a lily-livered coward, and we don't want him for a member anyhow. Oh, what a dilly of a meeting we had last night. A million laughs.
Yes, you were still giggling when you got home at exactly 2:26 this morning.
Oh, well, you never guessed what happened to me last night, so I better give you a hint. It's got
You were nominated for Grand Bull Bison.
something to do with me becoming a very important how did you know.
It's happened this time of year for the past 9 years.
It's only 8 years, and let's skip the whole thing.
Hi, Mom, Dad.
Son, you'll never guess what happened to me,
You've
so I
been
better
nominated
give you a
for Grand
little...
Exalted Bull again.
Who told you?
I figured it out yesterday when I saw you copying Calvin Coolidge's acceptance speech out of my history book.
I was not copying, I was adapting.
You ought to let me write your acceptance speech for you. Boy, there'd be 100 new members join up right away just so they could vote against you.
Well, thank goodness the voters can't see me being humiliated like this right here and now. Winnie, what's ailing you?
I'll tell you what's ailing me. What's ailing me is that we spend practically no time at all together anymore because you're always running off to the Bisons. And that's not the way it ought to be in a marriage. It's making me miserable and unhappy, and that's what's ailing me.
Winnie, we spend plenty of time together right here in the store.
Sure, filling orders.
What about after the store's closed?
That's when we deliver the orders. No, Herbert, be honest and admit, our marriage has lost its pep, its zing, its gusto. Marry me, Winnie Pooh, and we will laugh and dance and sing our way through life together. Whatever happened to those big plans, big talker?
Can't you recognize a campaign promise when you hear one?
Aha.
You keep your aha out of this.
Herbert T. Gillis, I demand more out of our marriage than I've been getting. And you better do something about it. PDQ!
It's heartbreaking to see anybody suffer like that, even parents. So I decided to move up the heavy artillery, namely me. Oh, I don't mean just me. I mean the vast knowledge I've acquired about marriage, courtship, and romance. Don't laugh. I read the whole book, didn't I?
Get that rotten hunk of propaganda out of here before I use it to wrap fish heads in.
Dad, how do you know the book won't do you any good? You haven't even opened it.
Just check the size of the blame thing. I don't trust no book I can't get in my pocket.
Dad, there's nothing wrong with this book. It just tells how vital it is to prepare for marriage. I mean, we prepare for a simple little thing like, say, a picnic. So why shouldn't we prepare for a whopping big thing like marriage?
Because marriage is no picnic, that's why. Marital harmony, who's she?
That's not what it means.
Are you a good mate? What's that, some sort of an ad for a Lonely Hearts Club or something?
Yeah, it's a test that tells if you're a good or bad husband.
I can tell you that without any test. I'm a good husband. In fact, I'm probably one of the very best. It's your mother who does all the fussing. Oh, sometimes she's a troublemaker.
Let's take the test, Dad. I'll mark down your answers.
I can tell you exactly how it's going to come out, but go ahead. What's to lose?
Oh, okay. Are you modest or egotistical?
Egotistical? Modest, definitely. Why, I never claim to know more than your mother does, except when I actually do, and it's not my fault that that's practically all the time.
Oh, yeah, are you overly critical of your mate?
Positively no. I never criticize your mother unless it is absolutely necessary, and I'll cut that out just as soon as she shapes up the way I want her to. Next question.
Are you physically attractive?
Well, I'd rather not say. I'd rather you answer that question. And while you're at it, you might jump back up there and give me a double check on that modest bit.
Are you selfish or unselfish?
Well, this is where I have to admit that I'm not quite perfect. This may come as a shock to you, but sometimes I find myself being just a teensy-weensy bit selfish. So mark down 1% selfish and 99% unselfish. Perfect, I guess. So shoot the next question to me, boy. You know, this is highly educational.
Yeah, are you considerate or inconsiderate of your mate?
Son, you know that I'm not one to brag. However, I feel that I can say without any fear of contradiction that I am probably one of the kindest, most considerate, let your mother get that out in the kitchen. Women nowadays don't have enough to do to keep them busy. We'll get on with the question about what a kind, considerate husband I am.
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, hello, Blanche. Nothing. Just cleaning up after dinner. What? An overnight bag? Yes, I have one I can spare. Where are you going? Oh, how wonderful. Well, then I better lend you my sandals and my bathing cap and other things that you can use at the beach. Oh, it's no trouble. I'll just put everything in the bag and you can pick it up on your way to the bus depot.
Well, what's my score, huh?
Yeah, hold on a minute, Dad. I'm still adding it up.
Well, what's the highest anybody ever got? You know, this is probably a night for breaking records.
There.
Well, what is it, huh?
According to the book, a score of 60 means a person's a real dud as a husband. 70 indicates he can stand plenty of improvement, and 80 means he's better than average.
Keep going, boy. Tell me mine.
Well, if my figures are correct, you're lucky Mom didn't leave you 3 days after you were married.
Hey, what kind of a lame-brained game are you playing? Now, give me that book.
Dad.
Domineering, inconsiderate, hot-tempered. Hot-tempered, me? I am not. I am probably one of the kindest, sweetest, mildest-tempered husbands in town, and I'll clobber anybody who says different, including you. Now take this screwy book and get out of here before I forget you're my son and that I love you.
Dad, look.
Out. Out!
Excuse me, Mom.
Winnie, we gotta do something about the things they're teaching our kids in school. Dobie just showed up here with some loony book that says that it's a miracle you didn't leave me. What are you doing?
Packing my bag.
What for?
What does a person usually do with an overnight bag?
Oh, come on now, Winnie. Don't try to scare me.
I am not trying to scare you. Pass me those beach sandals, please.
Beach sandals? Oh, you're running off to Bermuda or Acapulco or Honolulu or one of those places to make up for all the good times I promised you and then didn't give you. Oh, Winnie, don't leave me,
Herbert,
please.
I am not leaving you.
Yes, you are. I can feel it in my tired, guilty old bones.
Herbert, I am staying right here.
No, you're not. You're just saying that to make me feel good and because you feel sorry for me.
This bag belongs to Blanche Ginder. She's visiting her sister up at the lake.
See that? You feel sorrier for Blanche Ginder's sister than you do for me. Feel sorry for me, Winnie. I'm your husband.
Herbert, the neighbors.
Oh, blast the neighbors. Oh, Winnie, I'll reform. I promise. I'll be a new Herbert T. Gillis. I'll get rid of the old one.
Dad, you want me to get that book for you? Hi, Dad.
Oh, hello, son.
I see you had the same idea.
What idea?
Getting something to eat. That's the best thing about living upstairs from a grocery store. You've got a whole store full of refrigerators to raid. Come on.
No, son, no, that's not good thinking. I mean, eating in the middle of the night, you get bad dreams.
Huh? So how come you're doing it?
So I like bad dreams. Well, good night, boy.
Dad, all I want's a glass of milk. We're all out of it upstairs.
Milk?
Yeah.
A boy your age still drinking milk? A boy getting ready to graduate from high school, getting ready to go out and make his way in the world, still drinking milk?
Dad, just last night you said that milk was the best thing a person could drink.
I did?
You did.
Well, we're all out.
All out? Dad, the milkman delivered 6 cases this morning.
I drank it all.
6 cases?
Didn't you just tell me that I told you milk was the best thing people could drink?
Oh.
Well,
I guess I'll turn in, Dad.
Good thinking. Good night,
Yeah.
boy.
Night,
Sleep
Dad.
well.
Night. And, Dad, don't be embarrassed about that book with the icicles on it. I think it's wonderful that a man your age is still willing to learn. And, Dad, you're going to make it. You can teach an old dog new tricks. No offense.
No offense, son, but how's that book going to help me be a better husband?
Well, Dad, it's all right in here.
Because I want to, Dobe, you know. I love your mother with all my heart.
That's good, Dad.
Yes, sir, I really love her. And she's a hard worker and a good cook.
Hard worker, good cook.
Yeah.
How about her eyes?
Eyes? Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
And her hair.
Beautiful, boy.
And her smile.
Gorgeous. And do you know why? Because she's got a great set of teeth. Why, do you know, Dobe, your mother hasn't cost me a penny in dental bills since the day we got married?
That's very romantic.
Yes, sir, and that's something for you to remember when you start getting married, boy. Mm-hmm. Take a good look at the girl's teeth. You know, give her something hard to chew on, like peanut brittle, something like that, and then watch real close and see if she really puts her jaw into it. Why, I had a friend, Fred Krausmeyer. We went to high school together, see, and he married a girl, and inside of a month, she clobbered him with $1,000 in dental bills. Yeah. She'd been saving up cavities for years, just waiting for some poor slob like Fred to come along.
Yeah. All I hope is that it's not too late.
What?
Maybe this book can still help you. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
It's what you're talking about. I ask you why you love Mom, and you tell me it's because she's got a good set of teeth.
Oh, she has. I've seen her bite clean through a
Yeah,
chicken
don't you
bone.
love Mom because she's faithful, because she's devoted, because she's been your companion and friend for years and years, sharing your pleasures and your trouble, taking the bad with the good?
Of course I do.
Then why don't you show it?
I'll tell you why. Because I'm a no-good, inconsiderate lout.
Oh, no, Dad, look.
Yes, I am. Don't try to make me feel good. I'm selfish and thoughtless and inconsiderate. A lout.
Dad.
Why, for years I've had the love of that marvelous woman upstairs with that sensational set of teeth. And how have I repaid her? By grouching and grumbling and carrying on. And at night when I should be home, holding her hand and discussing our mutual problems, where am I? Down at the Bison Lodge, chalking up a snooker cue, or snorting and bellowing and carrying on like some kind of a nut or something.
That's true, Dad.
It is?
You just said it, didn't you?
I know, but I was kind of hoping you wouldn't agree with me.
Dad, you're not a bad man.
No, I'm selfish.
Well, a little.
I'm thoughtless.
Well, yes.
I'm inconsiderate.
Well, yes.
So I'm selfish and thoughtless and inconsiderate, but I'm not bad.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
Look, what I mean to say, Dad, is that basically you're all right. I know you love Mom, and she knows it, too.
Oh, I do, boy. I've loved her ever since the first time I clapped eyes on her was in a beauty contest in high school.
Oh? Mom won?
No, she came in 27th. But there were 29 girls in the contest, and I fell right in love with her. After all, I'm no Rock Hudson myself, you know.
True, Dad. No offense.
No offense. But I do have a nice smile, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't know, Dad. I've never seen it.
Well, I'll make one for you.
Very nice, Dad. Very nice, very nice. Now, if we had more smiles and less of that, things would be a lot better around here.
Oh, I don't want to argue with you, boy. I want to be a good husband, but how's that book going to help me?
Well, Dad, it's all right here.
I know, but that's a pretty big book. Couldn't you give me a couple of for instances?
All right, Dad. Good. Let's see now. For instance, here. It says, always show interest in the things your mate's interested in. Now, what's Mom interested in?
Talking.
All right, so talk to her.
And Miss Television?
You see, Dad?
You're right. What else does it say?
Oh, well, it says, let's see, it says, always accept constructive criticism from your mate.
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And not only Miss Television, but breakfast, lunch, and dinner, too?
Dad, it's no use. Forget the whole thing. This book's not going to help you.
No, boy. I really love your mother, believe me, and it ain't just her teeth.
Uh-huh. You'll really study this book?
Oh, I will.
And you'll do what it says?
I promise.
Dad, I believe you.
Son?
Yeah, Dad?
You're all hard.
Well, sir, Dad did study the book, and he did do what it said. Part of it, anyhow. Dad, Halloween's over.
Never mind the wisecracks. I got these duds out of an old trunk up in the attic. I bought them on our honeymoon.
Oh, Acapulco?
Tijuana. And it's all on account of that book of yours. It's the only idea in the whole shebang that isn't pointless, stupid, knuckleheaded.
Like hi, Dobe. Oh, like bye, Dobe.
Maynard, it's only my father.
Well, those are the breaks. What are you made up for, Mr. G? Halloween's like over.
One more remark like that out of him and out.
I wouldn't say nothing about your clothes. I like them.
See, I told you he was going to make some kind of a dirty crack.
What about the clothes, Dad?
Oh, well, it's kind of a surprise for your mother. You know, that book you gave me, it says that we should try to recreate the atmosphere of the courtship.
Oh,
Courtship?
see,
No, don't go to court, Mr. G.
Ouch.
You don't have to go to court. I mean, they can't pinch you for wearing them clothes, no matter how screwy you look. I mean, they can't drag you into court for anything you wear, as long as you wear something.
Yeah.
I know, they keep trying to run me in.
Dad, the book just meant to treat Mom like it did when you were courting.
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Boo-boo-boo-boo, boo-boo-boo-boo, Hot Lips Herbie Gillis, they used to call me in those days. Oh, she's going to get a big kick out of this. Boo-boo-boo-boo, but me.
Well, girls, I'm dummy. I'll get the coffee.
Good.
Did you get a look at that dress that poor thing's wearing? 5 years old, if it was a day. That tightwad Herbert T. Gillis.
I love you. That's what my heart keeps saying. While every breeze is playing our Cuban love song. Boo, 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 I love you for all the joy you brought me. A lovely night you taught me our Cuban love song.
You know perfectly well it was my husband, Herbert.
Oh.
Don't you oh-ho-ho-ho me. I know what you're all thinking, and it just isn't so.
You can tell us, dear. What is it? Horses? Poker? Belting the grape? Another woman?
It's none of those things. Herbert acted sweet to me because he loves me and he wants me always to be happy, and that's all there is to it.
Sure, Winifred, sure.
Well, it's true. He's not going to the bison meetings anymore because I complained to him that he was spending too much time down there.
You mean a bison gave up his lodge on account of his wife? Huh?
He hasn't been there in over a week, and I know, because he's been taking me out every night to the movies and fancy nightclubs and intimate little restaurants, every place. He treats me just like when we were courting, and it's been wonderful. Candlelight dinners, flowers twice a day, perfume.
Go on. Yes, for heaven's sake, don't stop now.
Just tell us.
Oh, you doll.
What's all this crazy business here?
All those girls are terribly envious of me.
Of you?
Of course. And all because you're so sweet to me.
Me? Oh, come on.
It's true, dear. And now, would you do one more sweet thing for me?
You bet, Winnie Pooh. Anything?
Go to the next bison meeting
You're kidding.
and campaign like the Dickens, because I'm just dying to be Mrs. Grand Exalted Big Bull.
So I shall insist it.
Oh, Grand Exalted Big Bull Bison, for being late to the gathering of the herd, I seize a culprit. Herding as a punishment. I now. Who shall present the charges against banished Bull Gillis?
I will. Me first.
And me next.
I charge Bull Gillis with unbison-like conduct, unbecoming to a bison, being nice to his wife.
Now listen, you belly-aching bully, you.
Sit down, you!
How can I keep shouting?
And on account of Gillis, our wives have passed a rule. We can only come to the lodge once a week. Reverend Bull, shall Bull Gillis be stomped out of the herd?
Oh, no, you can't stop me. After all, I'm really a sweet guy. Oh, I may get a little loudmouth once in a while, but underneath beats a heart of pure gold.
Us bison wives heard what you said about Herbert T. Gillis. Now, this wonderful man brought us out of the wilderness and made us bison wives realize what charming, what fascinating, what beautiful and attractive women we are. Hooray! Everybody in favor of Herbert T. Gillis for Grand Exalted Big Bull, say aye. Aye! Mr. Gillis is the new Grand Exalted Big Bull Bison.
How does it feel getting hugged by the Grand Exalted Big Bull Bison?
Exactly like
like being hugged by Hot Lips Herbie Gillis.
This meeting is adjourned till the next meeting, except for one thing. All members, married and otherwise, will report here next Thursday night.
I'm going to give lessons.
Ready to go to the movies, though?
Oh, Maynard. They're showing a quadruple feature. The first feature is The Monster That Devoured Cleveland. Maynard. The second feature is The Son of the Monster That Devoured Cleveland.
Maynard, listen.
The third feature is The Bride of the Son of the Monster That Devoured
Maynard,
Cleveland.
stop. We can't go to the movies.
Yeah, and the fourth feature is The Return of the Bride of the Son of... We're not going to the movies?
That's right. I gotta get back and watch the store. Mom and Dad are going out tonight.
Like out tonight?
To dinner and then to a show and then dancing. And it's all on account of the things Dad learned from this book.
No Monster That Devoured Cleveland?
No.
No Son of the Monster That Devoured
No.
Cleveland? No Bride of the Son of...
Maynard, no.
Oh.
Yeah?
Like I always said, books cause nothing but trouble.
I know, Maynard.
The number. 3M. Here she spins again, and it's number 62G. 62G. Now have a little spin and watch out, watch
Hi,
out.
Mom.
Well, we
It's dinner.
Quiet, dear.
42O.
Dad, what's going on?
Ooh, your mother doesn't have time for a little thing like her family. She's too busy with her contests.
Now, here we go again, and let's hope it's the lucky number for you. Yes, sir.
Winifred! What happened to the sports page?
Oh, that's what was on the back of the entry blank for the contest to name the new colt of Nathan the Wonder Horse. Oh, it's time for the Name the Melody contest.
Dobie!
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Dobie!
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
We Gillises are not exactly what you'd call a lucky family. I mean, look at me. I've lost 6 girls in the last 4 months. And they were short months. But Mom ignores this terrible family jinx and keeps entering contests anyhow.
Women.
Which women?
Women! That women! All women! You can't beat them. I'm too set in my ways to join them.
We wouldn't have you.
You are undermining all the goodwill I've built up in this neighborhood through years of hard work and by exuding a warm, friendly, winning personality. And have you ever won anything? No. But every night it's the same thing. 25 words or less for nothing.
Well, you do the same thing.
I what?
Every night you settle down in front of the television set, you give me 25 words or less. Much less.
Gee, Dad, if Mom enjoys it, why begrudge her a few 3-cent stamps?
The money has absolutely nothing to do with it. Besides, there are now 4-cent stamps.
What if I were asking to go out somewhere every night?
Ask.
Or asking for a new dress 3 or 4 times a year?
Ask.
Or just going to the cash register and getting the money?
You wouldn't dare.
Well, maybe I will just dare to spend a little something besides my time on harmless contests that cost no money.
Harmless contests? I haven't had a square meal in 2 months. I can't read a continued story in a magazine because the final episode always winds up a hole where you set out some coupon to send away to get something that you never get.
Well, it's worth it, because one of these days I'll win.
You'll never win.
I will, too.
You want to bet? Listen, if you ever win a contest, I will let your mother come out here on a visit.
You what?
For a month.
Promise?
And that miserable can't-get-married no-wonder sister of yours, too, Gladys.
For 1 month?
For 2 months.
3 months.
Now, Winnie.
Oh, I knew you'd back down.
4 months.
Because you know I'll win one of these contests eventually.
5 months. 6 months.
6 months? It's a deal, and I'll hold you to it, Mother and Gladys, for 6 months.
Correct.
I'll write them at once to start packing.
Pretty dumb bet you made, Dad, about letting Grandma and Aunt Gladys come for 6 months.
Now, listen.
You're risking letting Grandma and Aunt Gladys come, and Mom's not risking a thing.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, what's the pity about one lone woman against 172 million other Americans? Besides, we're an unlucky family.
We are?
Well, let's look at the record. What's the most important thing in your life?
A lovely creature named Jessica Tichborne.
How's it going?
It isn't.
I rest my case.
Hello, Jessica, my darling, my sweet, my angel. What? She's over at the high school with Fast Freight McCurdy? Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tichborne.
No.
Oh,
now,
why?
will you please stop following me around?
Oh, why, Jessica, baby?
I've been telling you for a week.
Oh, why, Jessica, baby?
Because of all the boys I know, you're the most dismal, boorish, dreary, unappetizing.
You rang? Quiet. Like I do. What you doing? Shh. What fun is that?
Will you try to get it through your thick, athletic skull, Fast Freight? The undying love I felt for you is dead.
If there's another guy, I'll murder him.
Hey, that's Fast Freight McCurdy. Ooh, I wouldn't want to get murdered by him.
There is no other man, Fast Freight. I got sick of you without any help.
You used to be crazy about my deep breathing.
For 2.5 regrettable semesters, when I mistook it for passion.
Oh, come on, Jessica, baby. You know you're crazy about Fast Freight. Feel that bicep.
Oh, no.
Come on, let me curl you.
No. Now, it just no longer gives me that fluttery, buttery, stuttery feeling.
Give me the stomach with all your might. Come on.
Never again, Fast Freight. I'm going to find me a boy with the strength of an hour-old kitten and the courage of a crippled butterfly. A boy with biceps of sponge, legs of jelly, and a backbone like a wet noodle.
You rang?
Indeed, I did. And never has an order been filled more perfectly. Hi, Dobie.
Jessica, my sweet. My stomach's full of butterflies, all cowardly.
You're sweet.
Yes.
And you take your big lumpy muscles and go home.
Jessica.
Go.
Oh, delight of my delights, oh, moon of my Caribbean, oh, princess of my infinity.
Hey, that's cute.
Yes, it is.
Zelda!
Only it just so happens I'm the one who wrote it.
Splendid, Ducks. I was afraid momentarily that he was going to be brainy.
And I might add, Ducks, I wrote it for Dobie to say to me on my last birthday. It was his birthday present to me. His only present.
Oh, I care nothing about money.
Oh, delight of my delights, oh, moon of my Caribbean.
Jessica, you can't want him. I mean, take a look. That tiny chin, that pointed head, those pigeon toes. You can't possibly want him.
Oh, but I do.
Oh, she does.
He's perfect.
Perfect? A perfect what?
Yes.
Mess?
Yes.
That's what you want, a mess?
Oh, yes.
Small girl,
What?
you're like dead.
You could be like right.
Dad, at last I found her. Jessica Tichborne.
Well, if she costs anything, lose her. Look at this. Bills, bills, bills. There's one for you.
Huh?
Bills.
A bill?
Oh, if it is, you're in worse trouble than I am.
I don't get it.
You know, kid, what?
Listen, dear Dobie Gillis, congratulations. You have won first prize in Movie Screen Magazine's National Why I'd Like a Date with Marilee Marabou contest. Miss Marabou will arrive next Friday afternoon to keep her date with you. Congratulations again.
Marilee Marabou? The Marilee Marabou? This Marilee Marabou?
I don't understand it.
I understand it. I won the Marilee Marabou contest. Me, Winifred Gillis, over everybody else in the whole United States. I won.
Winnie, are you going to simmer down, or do I have to wrap you in a wet sheet?
I won.
You won a date with Marilee Marabou, huh?
Yes, the contest was why I'd like a date with Marilee Marabou, and I entered it and I won it.
And the letter says that Dobie won it.
Well, naturally, I entered it in Dobie's name. How would it look for a woman to enter a contest? Why, I want a date with Marilee Marabou.
You mean I really got a date with beautiful, glamorous, luscious Marilee Marabou, the movie star?
Yes, my darling. And I've got a date right here for the next 6 months with Mom and Gladys.
Now, just a minute. Just a darn
Now,
minute.
Herbert, you said that if I won a contest, I could have Mom and Gladys visit me.
But you did not win a contest. Dobie won a contest.
Well, yes, but I entered the contest.
But Dobie won the contest.
Herbert, that is not fair, and you know it.
It's a lot fairer than having your mother and that Gladys around here for 6 months.
Well, we'll leave it up to Dobie.
A date with Marilee Marabou, soft, creamy, pink, round Marilee Marabou, the movie star?
Well, Dobie, what do you say?
I say, like wow.
Herbert, I won that contest fair and square, and I can prove it. The entry's in my handwriting.
All right, go ahead and prove it. And then do you know what happens?
Yes, Mom and Gladys come here for 6 months.
Dobie is disqualified and does not get his date with Marilee Marabou.
Mom, you wouldn't.
Yes, she would, son. When it comes to a contest, What does she care if she breaks your heart? You who have been a true, loyal, loving, devoted son ever since the day you were born.
Mom?
Oh! I think you're terrible, both of you.
Gee, Dad, do you think we're doing the right thing?
Son, you know your grandmother and your miserable Aunt Gladys yakety-yak talking all the time and always picking on me. Poor, poor Winifred, and oh, how we tried to warn her.
I know, Dad, but just the same...
Let's look at it this way, son. Do you want to pass up a date with this beautiful, upstanding figure of the flower of American womanhood? Exactly.
This is a rotten thing we're doing to Mom.
Oh, the lowest.
The meanest.
The crummiest. Let's do it.
But just as what? Ah, here I am, my dearest, to sing you songs of love. Oh, delight of my delight.
You're late, Dobie.
I know, my love. Something came up. You see, there's this movie star, Marilee Marabou.
Marilee Marabou?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? I was just going to mention her to you. You know, some local boy won a contest on why I want a date with Marilee Marabou.
Yeah, I'm the local boy.
Oh, Dobie, you're so funny. You see, Dobie, there was this contest in a movie magazine.
Yeah?
And some local boy won it.
Me, local me.
Can you imagine? Isn't that the end? Some kid here in town wrote this letter, just simply full of purple passionate phrases about how he would just curl up and die if he didn't get this date with Marilee Marabou. Can you imagine? What kind of an idiot would do so? Local you! Dobie Gillis, you awful, hateful, terrible boy.
Jessica, it's only one date, one local date.
One date, and I spend the rest of my life getting laughed at by everybody in this town. Oh, no. Goodbye, you terrible, hateful, rotten, puny, local boy.
Man, I thought she'd never leave.
Me too.
Just once, I'd like to be alone.
Hey, Dobe, did you really write a letter and win a date with Marilee Marabou?
Of course not. His mother must have done it. She's always entering contests.
That's right, and I'm going to tell Jessica. I'll tell the whole world. I'll make a clean breast of things.
Man, you're Josh, and you're going to blow a date with Marilee Marabou?
Maynard, what's more important? One lousy date with Marilee Marabou or a whole lifetime of bliss with Jessica Tichborne? Well?
One lousy day with Marilee?
Never mind. I've been looking for Jessica all my life. No offense, Zelda. And I'm not going to lose her now just for one moment of madness.
Madness? Egad, you call it madness?
What do you call it?
I call it the best thing that ever happened to you.
Best thing? Well, what kind of a switch is this?
Poor foolish Dobie, poor wandering soul. You know, you remind me of a little lost puppy.
I found a little lost puppy once.
And you picked him up and took him home, didn't you?
No.
How come?
I was lost too.
Well, I'm not lost. I know where I'm going, and I know where you're going.
Where?
Straight to the top. That's why you gotta keep this date with Marilee Marabou.
I don't follow you, and I'm not sure I want to.
Look, Dobie, I love you with all my great compassionate heart. It'll crush me to see you with Marilee Marabou. It'll pulverize me.
But
I love you too much to stand in your way.
Zelda, you're trying to put something over on me. I can tell by your bright little beady eyes.
You great fool. Don't you realize that Marilee Marabou is your ticket to stardom?
Me?
Him?
You
don't realize it, Dobie, but you're really a very attractive boy. Even to a girl like Marilee Marabou.
Oh, don't be silly.
Well, she's bound to like you. She'd take you to Hollywood and you become a big star.
Oh, don't be silly.
Just as soon as Hollywood heard that glorious voice of yours.
Oh, don't be... Yeah?
You don't believe it? Just listen.
To what?
To yourself.
Oh.
Sing, Poopsie.
Zelda. Maynard. Zelda. Zelda, you're up to something.
Sure. Making you a star.
Zelda, you love me. You don't want me to go to Hollywood.
That's how much I love you.
Yeah? Scooby don't. Zelda, I know what you're doing. If I keep this date, I lose Jessica forever. And that's what you want, isn't it?
Dobie, concentrate. You keep this date with Marilee Marabou. She will be enchanted by your clean, pure good looks, as who would not? Then you will sing for her. She will flip her entire skull, as who would not? She will take you to Hollywood and introduce you to big producers. You will become a star of stage, screen, television, radio, records, and supermarket openings. You will be the idol of millions, especially girls. You will be the sensation of the nation.
Sweet guy can't be brave and bold, but give me a girlie with a smile so curly and the old moon is shining brighter. For you, what this boy can do, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Do you really think so?
Of course, Poopsie. And to think you were worried about Jessica. Why, you'll have hundreds of Jessicas, thousands.
Zelda, my dear.
What?
Play.
I tried to write a letter to whom it may concern. With these problems hurting me, I don't know where to turn. If you're the guilty party, I wish you'd tell me why. You wanna shoot your missiles at my friend up in the sky. Don't shoot the man in the moon, oh no. He's gotta keep shining in June. Shoot at the stars, send your rockets to Mars, but don't shoot the man in the moon. What would a summer night be without him smiling down? And if you're gonna shoot at him, he sure won't stay around. He'll leave us all in darkness, and won't that be a shame? You'll have to kiss by satellite, and that won't be the same. Don't shoot the man in the moon, oh no. He's gotta keep shining in June. Shoot at the stars, send your rockets to Mars, but don't shoot the man in the moon. Don't shoot the man in the moon. Don't shoot the man in the moon. Don't shoot the man in the moon.
Dobie! Dobie, you have to keep doing that. All this racket is driving me.
Oh, sure, opportunity knocks but once.
Well, tell it not to knock so loud. Oh, ho! Writing to your mother and sister, huh?
Herbert, I won that contest fair and square, and you know it. And you promised, and I think you're being just mean and awful.
Mom, I feel rotten about this, honest I do. But if word gets out that I didn't win the contest and I don't get a date with Marilee Marabou, then I'll never get to be a big star of stage, screen, television, radio, records, and supermarket openings. I'm sorry, Mom, but you see how it is.
Why, Dobie! Stage, screen, radio, and supermarkets, what on earth is he babbling about?
You know, Winnie, it could be the kid's making sense for once in his life. After all, he comes from people who are loaded with talent.
Like who?
Like little Herbie Gillis, the tops and taps. Hey, you know, I've been thinking.
You are loaded with talent.
Yeah. And you know, I think after we get out there to Hollywood, it might open up a whole new world for us. After all, I've conquered the grocery business. Why shouldn't I take on a new career? Get this. Edward G. All right, watch yourself, say. I'm out of Beyond, say. Cause I'm Little Caesar, say. Jimmy Cagney. All right, Louis, you rat. Drop the gun. Louis, you killed my brother, you rat. Lionel Barrymore. Your Honor, you can't send this boy to jail for that. She always was jealous of my talent.
Maynard, think of it. In just a few minutes, I'll be meeting America's dream princess, gorgeous Marilee Marabou.
Yeah, a date with a chick like that is worth all the trouble a fella could go through in his whole life, even longer.
True.
Hey, Dob, how come you're wearing the tie and the shirt and the coat and all like that?
For Marilee.
And you got your hair all slickered down.
For Marilee.
And you polish your sneakers.
They're shoes and they're for Marilee.
And you did all that just for her?
Sure.
Man, if that's all the trouble you got to go through to get a chick, I'm going to stick with marbles.
Just wait, Maynard. Someday you too will know the ecstasy that I will soon share with Marilee. The two of us alone together, hand in hand, drifting through the long, lazy, quiet hours.
No, you'll get to talk to her. Everybody will see her now. All right, where's
the kid? Where's the kid? The kid. I want the winner. What's his name?
Gillis.
Yeah, Dobie Gillis. Dobie Gillis.
That's Dobie with a B.
Dobie with a B. Dobie. You're the kid. Fine. On the photographer's set.
Sir,
Good.
This isn't
Good.
my date with Marilee Marabou, is it? I mean, after all these people go, we're going to have some time, just the two of us. Marilee Marabou and me alone together, aren't we, sir?
What are you, some kind of a nut or something? We have to catch the 4:30 plane to Cleveland. The newsman set.
Well, that's 8 minutes.
You set?
Sir.
Don't bug me, Sonny. I'm a busy man.
But 8 minutes?
Okay, son. Just make every minute count.
Yeah.
Come on over here. Here, put this thing on and get up there.
Yeah.
And as soon as this Marilee Marabou or whatever her name is shows up, give it everything you've got. And don't forget, boy. Hey, I'm Herbert T. Gillis, the father of the boy.
And I'm his mother.
Those are the breaks.
Now, incidentally, when you get the boy out to Hollywood, you won't have to worry because naturally I'll go along with him, see? And at the moment, I happen to be a very successful independent retail merchant. And before...
Good, sweetie, baby. That's great.
But before that, you see, I was in show business. Get this, Eddie J. All right, watch it, say. Or I'll rub you out, say. 'Cause I'm Little Caesar, say. And Jimmy Cagney. All right, Louie, you rat. Things that I did.
All right, now, I like the first one, see? I like the first one. Now, see here, you guys. I said I like the first one, see? Yeah, now, we're both loaded with talent, Charlie. Now, out of the way. Attention, everyone. Here she is, Hollywood's Panther Girl, an actress in the great tradition of Ethel Barrymore and Sarah Bernhardt, America's goodwill ambassador to the free world, the one, the only, the spectacular Marilee Marabou. Miss Marabou, I want you to meet the lucky young man who wrote that touching letter that won him a date with you today.
Oh, delight of my delights, oh, moon of my Caribbean, oh, princess of my infinity. Excuse me?
Come on, get out there and sing, boy, sing.
Yeah.
Now, Marilee, tell the folks how happy you are to be in their lovely little town. And how much you enjoyed making your last picture, the bugged and the unbugged. Now, what about your next picture?
It's called Bloom. I play an atomic scientist.
Oh, no.
Oh, it sounds wonderful, wonderful. Now I want you to blow a kiss to, what's his name?
Gillis.
Yeah.
Dobie Gillis.
Dobie Gillis.
No, Dobie with a B.
Dobie with a B, because this must have been a high point in this kid's life.
Love you. Love you.
Marabou.
Now say goodbye to the nice people.
Nice people.
Miss Marabou.
But I didn't even get 8 minutes.
Thanks a lump.
Dobie, I'm sorry, honest.
No.
Jessica, please, can't we talk this over?
No.
But I didn't write that letter to Marilee Marabou. My mother wrote it.
There. The truth is out at last.
Winnie.
And I've got witnesses. I won that contest, and you're going to do what you promised.
Winnie.
Mother and Gladys for 6 months.
Now, Winnie.
Let me get this straight. Your mother wrote a letter asking for a date with Marilee Marabou.
Yeah.
And that's your father, the one who did all those imitations.
Yeah.
And that's your best friend.
Well, yeah.
Bye, Dobie.
Jessica.
It's all right, Dobie, you still got me.
And me.
And me. And your grandmother. And Aunt Gladys.
Oh, in all this rain, where can Mom and Gladys be? Their train was due in half an hour ago.
I told Dobie to drive home slow.
Worried about Mom and Gladys?
Stalling till I have to look at him.
Here! Oh, here they are! Lovely to see you, darling. I'm so glad to get here. Oh, we never get up do you think about this, Dobie, darling?
Hi.
Hello, Herbert. Oh, hello, Herbert. Poor Winifred. How we warned her.
What'd I tell you?
Poor Dad. Maynard, it was awful last night, the way Dad got roughed up by Grandma and Aunt Gladys. And all on account of those contests. Why do people let contests run their lives? I mean, Mom and Dad were... Maynard, what are you doing? Maynard?
I would like to visit the Okefenokee Swamp in 25 words or less by Maynard G. Krebs. I would like to visit the Okefenokee Swamp because it's one of the friendliest swamps in the whole state of Minneapolis. The Okefenokee Swamp is also full of friendly alligators and friendly snakes.
Oh, bless their little hearts. Maynard, remember when we used to go to high school?
Sure, Dobe. We just got out last week.
Is that all it was? You know, it seems like years ago. Do you mean that just last week we were like that? Shining young faces full of trust and innocence?
Not me, Dobe. I had a beard. Good old Pomfret up there, acting up a storm as usual.
Yeah. Well, Maynard, what mature adult thing shall we do today?
Want to play marbles?
Maynard, how many times must I tell you we're grown men?
My father still plays marbles.
Maynard.
Yeah, good buddy. What mature adult thing shall we do today?
Oh, what a wonderful selection we have. The whole world is ours. Nobody to tell us what to do, no classes, no homework. Ah, freedom.
Crazy. So what do you feel like doing, huh, Dobe?
I don't know, Maynard. What do you feel like doing?
I don't know, Dobe. What do you feel like doing?
I don't know. What do you feel like doing, Maynard?
I don't know, Dobe. What do you feel like?
Sure great to be free, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel like doing?
I don't know, Maynard. Maynard?
Yeah, good buddy?
That's what I feel like doing.
Oh, no. I served my time with you two 3 long years. In some cases, even more. Now, you graduated, you stay graduated.
But, Mr. Pomfret...
No.
Dobie!
They say when a convict's released from prison, his first impulse is to rush right back in. That's kind of the way I felt about high school. It used to be I couldn't wait to get out. But now that I look back, it seems so safe and secure. I mean, there was always somebody to tell you what to do and where to go. Now I've got so many choices, I don't know which one to take. You know what I wish? I wish there was somebody I could talk to and get some good advice. Some wise old man. Well, I do know one person. He's not exactly wise, but I gotta give him this. He's old.
Advice? You want advice? Just ask me anything, boy. That's what fathers are for.
I appreciate that, Dad, but would you try to listen to me this time?
What do you mean this time? Don't I always listen to you?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
Nonsense, boy. I can do a little work around the store and listen to you at the same time, so ask away.
Well, you see, Dad, I've been thinking about my future.
That's good, boy. Always remember that a stitch in time saves 9.
The trouble is I can't decide what I want to do.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
For instance, should I go to college or shouldn't I? I'm not even sure I can get in, but even if I do, will I make it? Let's face it, Dad, I'm not exactly a brain trust. And yet everybody knows how important college is.
Learning, my boy, is more precious than rubies.
You mean I should go to college?
But it's a wise man who knows his own limitations.
You mean I shouldn't go?
But a little learning is a dangerous thing.
Dad, listen, please. What should I do?
Do like I told you, son. These lessons I have learned the hard way. Take them. They are yours. Use them.
Thanks a lot.
Dobie, you know what I think? I don't think I helped you at all.
Good thinking.
You know, son, after all, I'm not the brightest guy in the world.
True.
Don't agree so fast.
Oh, no offense, Dad. What I mean now is somebody extra wise, super intelligent. A kind of combination of Einstein and Plato and Baruch and Shakespeare. You rang?
No offense, Maynard, but if he rang, never was there such a wrong number.
Thanks, Mr. G. What are you doing, Dope? Bugging your old dad about the future?
Well, sorta.
Yeah, I bugged my old dad all morning.
No? Well, what'd he tell you?
It's hard to say, Dope. He left town.
Good thinking.
I hope he's going someplace warm. He left in his shirt sleeves.
Dope, I don't want to pressure you, but if you really don't have any plans for your future, I got a plan here that just might interest you.
Like what?
Well, like this. Boy, is that dusty. It should be. I put it back there the night you were born. You know what's in here?
Diapers. Gee, an ensign.
Maynard.
You don't see a lot of them no more.
Maynard.
And they're like rare.
Maynard? Yeah. What is it, Dad?
Well, son, you know the sign out front that says Herbert T. Gillis? And the night you were born, got thinking, hoping, I guess, that maybe someday you'd come in with me. And so I went out and got this painted. See, it's got the hooks on it, everything, all ready to hang up. And then it'd say Herbert T. Gillis and Son.
Gee, I'm getting pretty misty, Mr. G.
Dobe, we could expand. I could buy that lot next door and we'll knock out this wall here and make a real market out of it. You know, fancy grocery department, a butcher shop, specialties, a real supermarket.
Dad, I want you to know I appreciate this.
Oh, no pressure. Anything you say's okay with me, boy.
I'm just not sure is all. I hate to disappoint you.
Never mind me. After all, boy, it's your future.
Well, that's just it, Dad. Sure, I've thought about being a grocer, and maybe that's the way I'll end up. Gillis and Son. Right now, I don't know. I don't know what I want. That's why I'm looking for somebody who can give me some advice. Somebody really wise and intelligent and experienced.
Man, why didn't you say so? Just follow me. I know just the cat.
So this is where we're going to meet the wise man?
Oh, you'll dig with Ryan the most.
Where is he?
In the coffee house.
Coffee house, I see a phone booth.
Like après-vous, Mr. G. Like, hi, Rip.
Maynard, it's like Book Time USA. It's Reedsville, literary city, like Aloha.
From this reading, he won't talk to nobody.
Oh, this is our lucky day.
That's like rough, Rip, like Rip.
Man, it's like this Thoreau cat says. I have never found a companion so companionable as solitude, like Split.
You're reading Thoreau?
Like what'd you think I was reading? Tom Swift and his electric yo-yo?
No offense, Mr. Ryan.
No offense, beardless youth. All right, Maynard, what's the scene?
These are my friends Dobie Gillis and his father, Mr. G, and they need help.
That I can tell.
Now, just a minute, just a darn minute. What's going on here? Where am I? Who is this character?
I'll answer your questions, Carlisle, but sit down.
Herbert T.
Espresso?
I don't know what it is, but the answer is no, and these boys don't want any either.
Like it's coffee, Freddie.
Like Herbert T. Gillis?
Like, look, Charlie, you come busting into my pad here with your wash and wear shirt, and I'm digging the infinite, and like, who sent for you?
Like you're right, I wasn't invited, and the least I can do is be polite.
Now you're starting to get through to me. Like some espresso?
Like thanks. You know, with a little cream and sugar, this wouldn't be a bad cup of coffee.
Now then, Orville.
Herbert.
Like this Thoreau cat says, some men march to the sound of different drummers.
This Thoreau gent, is he the fellow I read about when I was a kid that lived alongside of a pond like some kind of a nut or something?
That's the question, Rodney.
Herbert.
Was Thoreau some kind of a nut, or was the rest of the world nuts? I mean, he didn't want to be chairman of the board. He didn't want to drive the longest car in town. He didn't want to be one of the 10 best-dressed men. All he wanted was some peace and quiet so he could think about the important thing. Like, who are we? Where are we going? Why are we here? Now, is that some kind of a nut, Homer?
Herbert T. Well, it sounds good, but if everybody lived like that, the world's work would never get done.
So?
So?
So I suppose it sounds nice to you kids to sit down someplace and just think beautiful thoughts and never have to grub for filthy lucre.
Crazy.
Well, what's wrong with it?
Well, without filthy lucre, Dobie, there are no sports jackets, no outboard motors, and without those things, there are no dates with girls. And no filthy lucre, no bongos, no phonographs, no hi-fi, lo-fi, or no-fi records.
Goodbye, Mr. Ryan.
So long. Thanks for the use of the hall and the espresso.
So long, Philip. Don't say I didn't try to help.
It's Herbert T. And incidentally, I appreciate your advice. I appreciate it, but I don't buy it. Oh, I suppose it'd be nice to just sit by the side of the road and watch the rat race, but you gotta be built for that sort of thing. If you are, more power to you. Me, I'm not, and neither of the boys, although sometimes they may think so. So long, Socrates.
It's Riff.
Well, any more wise men you want to consult? Well, I got one for you. Come on.
No, it's not fair. It just isn't fair.
Now you listen to me, Pomfret. After all, I am a citizen and a taxpayer.
And what am I, a Russian spy?
Now listen, you owe a duty to these boys.
I did my duty above and beyond. I stuck with them for 3 years, 3 long years.
Oh, come on, Pomfret. Just for old lang syne, give the kids some advice. After all, you used to be pretty good buddies, you know.
That's always been my trouble. I can't say no. All right, boys. What's your problem?
Well, sir, we're kind of loose ends. We don't know what to do with ourselves.
What would you like to do?
Nothing.
Yes, Maynard, I know. Now, you butt out of the conversation. I'll direct my questions to Dobie. Whatever he decides, you're going to do anyhow.
That's right, because he's my good buddy.
Yes,
I
Maynard.
stick my arm in the fire up to here for him.
Maynard.
Up to here for him.
That's very touching.
Both arms up to here.
Maynard. Now, unless you both end up tending furnaces, a possibility which I don't rule out, there is little likelihood that you will have to stick your arms into the fire for Dobie.
Mr. Pomfret, I've been thinking about college.
I haven't.
College, Dobie, is, of course, an excellent idea if you're a studious type. But if memory serves...
Yeah, I see what you mean.
What about one of the skilled trades? You know, like a cabinet maker, machinist, television repairman?
Yeah, they're fine ideas, all of them.
But
they all require something called manual dexterity, a skill with your hands. Mr. Gillis, there are still spots on the ceiling in there from when these two were taking chemistry lab.
Don't tell me you should see the dents in the car.
No brains, 10 thumbs. Doesn't seem to be much hope, does there?
How about me? No brains, 10 thumbs, and a beard.
No, Maynard, don't despair, boy. Underneath those miserable exteriors, there must be hidden talents.
Good and hidden.
Well, I'll admit they defied detection during all the years I had you. But, after all, when you deal with a large number of kids in a classroom, all of them equally unprepossessing, you don't have time to delve deeply into any single case. Now, what you boys need is individual attention from a qualified psychologist.
Oh, no, just a minute. You don't send my kid to no head shrinker. Why, he's as normal as...
Me?
No, Mr. Gillis, I'm not suggesting sending Dobie to a psychiatrist. What I'm suggesting is a psychometrician.
Man, them are the worst kind.
Maynard, a psychometrician is simply a man who measures your mental capabilities, gives you a series of psychological tests which will scientifically determine your skills and aptitudes.
Science, huh? With all those scientific gadgets and gizmos and stuff like that there?
I believe they do have gizmos.
You do that, boys. After all, these scientists today, you know, with their sonar and zoom-R and all those electronic razzmatazz things.
Will it, like, hurt?
Oh, of course it won't hurt, Maynard. You just go down to the Psychological Guidance Center and take the tests. It costs $25.
It'll hurt.
You think they're going to shoot electricity into my skull?
No, Maynard.
You sure? Because I saw this movie on television the other night, The Monster That Devoured Cleveland. And this cat went to a head doctor, and the head doctor put all these crazy wires in his skull, and all of a sudden electricity started sparkling and crackling. And then when it was all over, this poor cat was so full of vamp fears that every time he bent over, his eyes would light up and say, tilt. But it wasn't so bad because every morning he got and plugged a toaster in his ear and make breakfast. And then he met this chick, a beautiful chick, and wham, it was like love time.
Maynard!
But it didn't work out because he was AC and she was DC. So he went down to the power station and got a job as a transformer. Enough?
Right.
Dobie Gillis?
Yes, sir.
Maynard G. Krebs.
Yes, yes.
Hello, Doc, and you too. Lady Doc? Well, I'm Herbert T. Gillis, and I just came along with the boys to sort of get them started, you know, because I'm very interested in science, especially when it's scientific.
Yes, well, we try to be scientific here.
Oh, I knew that the minute I clapped eyes on you. What kind of tests are you going to give the boys?
All kinds, Mr. Gillis. Mental, emotional, psychical.
Yes, even some simple physical tests like hearing, vision, balance, smell. You see, what we try to do here is get a complete picture of the boy.
If we could begin now.
First, I'm going to give you what we call a free association test.
Uh-huh.
I'll say a word to you, and you reply with the very first word that comes in your mind.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Now, for example, if you say bread to most people, they say butter.
Mm-hmm.
If you say hot, they say fire. Get the idea?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Blue.
Girls.
Did you say girls?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Green.
Girls.
New York.
Girls.
Dobie. I say blue, you say girls. I say green, you say girls. I say New York, you say girls. What's the association?
Why, it's very simple. Blue reminds me of girls because girls wear blue dresses. Green reminds me of girls because girls wear green dresses. New York reminds me of girls because there's a lot of girls in New York. Pretty ones, too. I was looking at a magazine the other day.
Let me ask you one question, Dobie.
Yes.
Does everything remind you of girls?
No, of course not.
Well, that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Shall we press on?
Yes.
Supersonic.
Girls.
Just a minute, young man. What strange power of reasoning makes you say girls when I say supersonic?
Well, sir, supersonic is the speed those new jet planes travel at, right?
Right.
And when you travel that fast, you can get to any place in the world in a hurry, right?
Right.
And one of the places you can get to in a hurry is New York, right?
Right.
And one thing you're sure to find in New York is...
girls.
Girls.
Yeah. Air conditioning.
Girls.
Cornflakes.
Girls.
Blue.
Girls.
Girls.
Supersonic.
Oh, you promised, Doc. You promised. No electricity in the head.
Now, Maynard, it's only a sound box, and all it does is make noises.
Like a phonograph?
That's right, just like a phonograph. Crazy. Now, what I'm going to do now is play a series of sounds, and I will slowly increase the frequency until you can't hear the sounds anymore. Now, you tell me when you can no longer hear.
What?
Now, a little higher. A little higher. You still hear it?
Oh, sure, man. What a beat.
All right, Maynard, we're going all the way.
Wow.
Now, Maynard, don't tell me you can still hear it.
Are you kidding? Sure I can hear it.
Maynard, that sound is so high that only dogs can hear it.
Ask some questions to test how mature you are emotionally. Who do you like and why do you like them? What are the values by which you judge your friends and loved ones? Are they childish values or are they mature values? This test will help us to find out.
Yes.
Now, if you had your choice, whose son would you rather be? Abraham Lincoln's, General Charles de Gaulle's, Gary Cooper's, or your own father's?
Well, sir, Abraham Lincoln was a great man and a fine president, and it would sure be wonderful to live in the White House and meet all those important people.
Yeah, and General de Gaulle.
Well, General de Gaulle's also a great man and a fine president, and I guess it'd be a big honor to be his son and live in Paris.
Gary
like
Cooper?
that, yeah. Well, Gary Cooper's a wonderful actor, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, too, and of course it'd be great to be out in Hollywood with all those stars and swimming pools and like that. But I guess I'd have to choose my plain old father.
Well, your sentiment does you credit, Dobie. Now, tell me exactly why you'd be willing to pass up all that glory and glamour to stick with your own father.
Lincoln, de Gaulle, Gary Cooper. They're all so tall I'd never be able to borrow their clothes. Yeah, Maynard. Yeah.
Okay, Winnie, just watch the store for a few minutes. Come on, Dobie, let's get going.
Yeah. Well, see you
Come
tomorrow,
on,
Maynard.
aren't you
Bye-bye.
interested in finding out how you did in those
Yeah,
psychomechanicals? Isn't Maynard coming with us?
As a matter of fact, no. His test results won't be ready for a few more days. I think he confused them pretty good.
Oh, he confused anybody pretty good. Well, come on, boy. Let's go down and find out what your future's gonna be, huh? All right, Doc, so what's the verdict?
I can't tell you, Mr. Gillis, not quite yet.
What do you mean you can't tell me? You tested this kid upstairs, downstairs, and in my lady's parlor. You've had a full week to tabulate the results, and now you come up with, what's this baloney you can't tell me yet?
Oh, we have the results, all right, Mr. Gillis. They're all right here on this little card.
On that one little card?
Oh, yes, very scientific. You see, each one of these little holes has a very special meaning.
Mm-hmm. So what do they mean?
You'll know in exactly 90 seconds.
Wow. What's that?
That, my boy, is the machine that's going to tell you your future.
The machine's going to tell me my future?
Hey, that thing must have cost a fortune.
$6 million.
You hear that, Dobie? $6 million for a machine to tell you your future. How's it work, Doc?
Well, I feed the raw data into here. Then I turn this dial. The machine digests the data, computes the result, and exactly 90 seconds later, it comes out here.
Oh, isn't this a marvelous modern age we're living in?
Dad.
Come on, Doc, shove in the boy's card. Let's find out what he's going to be.
All right.
No.
What's the matter? You crazy or something?
No machine's going to tell me my future.
Well, Dobe, you hurt, man. It cost $6 million.
I don't care if it costs 60 million, 600 million. No machine's going to tell me what to do.
My dear boy, all the latest scientific advancement has gone into the electronic computer. It's a machine with no human weaknesses. Never makes mistakes, never gets tired. It's infallible.
It's still a machine, and I'm a fella. If anybody tells me what to do, it's going to be another fella, not a machine.
I don't understand you, Dobie.
No, I'm not sure I understand myself. But this much I know. What I'm after is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I don't care how smart a machine is, it'll never understand things like that. What does a machine know about the things I care about, like girls and water skiing and chocolate cake and liking people and having them like you?
Dobie, if you don't want our help, why'd you come here?
I did want your help, but I thought I was going to get help from real human people, not a machine. I'm not the brightest guy in town, but at least I got flesh and blood and feelings, not bolts and lights and wires like this monster. You let machines tell you what to do, the next thing you know, they'll be running the world. People will be obsolete. No thanks.
I think you're making a mistake, Dobie.
Okay, that's what people do. Make mistakes. They make mistakes and pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and try again. It's only machines that don't make mistakes.
Well, you may be right, Dobie. I don't know. But I do know you've got a big decision to make. What are you going to do with your life?
Well, Dad, you had the same decision at my age. What did you do?
No, I didn't have to make the decision, Dobie. Uncle Sam made it for me.
You were drafted?
I enlisted in the United States Army, infantry. And from then on, Uncle Sam made all my decisions for me.
You mean you don't think in the Army?
Of course you think. You got lots of time to think. In fact, I think I haven't done as much thinking before or since.
Hey, maybe that's the answer for me.
Now,
Look, Dad, I got to spend some time in the service anyhow. Why not enlist now?
Well, Dobe, you know I wouldn't knock the United States Army. After all, I was a first sergeant with the good conduct man. But why don't you wait till they call you?
Because right now is when I need the time to think. Right now, when I'm all confused and don't know which way to turn.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Army will make a man out of me.
Oh, if anybody can.
Well, maybe that's what I need. More maturity, more experience. Then I'll be able to figure out my own problems.
Well, don't you even want to hear what the machine has to say?
Does that answer your question?
Well, all right, son, if that's the way you feel.
Yeah, that's the way I feel, Dad. Thanks very much for your time and patience, Doctor. I hope you and the machine will be very happy together. Dad?
Yeah?
Dad, where's the nearest recruiting station?
Oh, fall in, son. Forward march. Hut, 2, 3, 4. Hut, 2, 3, 4.
Dad, here it is. My enlistment. I'm in the Army now.
Congratulations, boy.
Thanks,
When are they
Dad.
going to call you up?
I don't know. A few weeks, I guess.
Well, we're going to miss you around here, your mother and me, but at the same time, I'm real happy for you, because the Army is a great outfit. You're going to go places and see things, do new things, learn new things, make new friends.
That's right, Dad.
You know, Dobe, the friends you make in the Army can be the difference between a happy hitch and a miserable hitch. So pick and choose carefully. You know, don't glom on to any washouts and goof-ups, foul-offs, barracks clowns.
You rang? Hi, Maynard. What you got there?
Oh, no. My enlistment. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. You're going in the Army with Dobie? Sure, Mr. G. What would he do without me?
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Oh, I see. Metal too. Oh, don't. Whose side are you on anyway?
Dobie. Wants a gal who's creamy, Dobie. Wants a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers and hers alone. 'Cause Dobie has to have a girl to call his own.
Khakis. Am I scared? Of course not. Oh, sure, I know the Army's no bed of roses, but it's nothing to be afraid of either. I mean, it's a thoughtful, reasonable organization run by thoughtful, reasonable human beings.
Now, the next one of you yard birds, which I find him out of line, is going to be walking sentry duty until he wears his feet down to the knuckles. You call that a line? The last line I saw that crooked was on the hind leg of a dog. Now, dress it up. Quiet, quiet, while I check this here roster.
Hey, good buddy, I got like an idea.
What is it?
We develop a sudden attack of flat feet.
Maynard.
We take off our shirts and we got no backbones. Only yellow streak.
Maynard, quiet.
Man, I'm Sergeant Floyd W. Ronk, and no wisecracks. And I'm here to see that you mutton-headed recruits get to camp the way you're supposed to. The last bunch of yard birds, which they were supposed to get there themselves, climbed up in the wrong bus and wound up in a rutabaga patch in Akron, Ohio. You're now under military jurisdiction. And the first one of you which gives me any trouble is going to wind up being court-martialed as the first soldier ever to be court-martialed while still wearing civilian clothes.
My poor Dobie. That sergeant's the meanest person I ever saw.
Well, such a creature doesn't intimidate me. Of course, we Osborns are a fearless breed.
Boo! Good. Great.
Now, this here busted camp don't leave for a while yet, so I'm going to dismiss you greenhorns. You all know your places, and when you hear me blow this whistle, I want you to get back here in the double. You understand? I don't want nobody to leave the area. I don't want nobody to do anything that'll bring disgrace on a proud uniform, which you're going to be wearing. I don't want you fraternizing with no enemy. And I want you to discuss no military secrets. You understand? Dismiss!
Dad, I gotta talk to you.
Quiet, don't we allowed to discuss military secrets.
Maynard, let go. Dad.
Shh, good buddy, I'm keeping you out of trouble.
Maynard, let go. We don't know any military secrets.
Like we don't?
Like we don't.
Like, yeah, we don't.
Dobie, don't you be afraid of that mean old sergeant.
Ah, what reason would I have to be afraid of him?
What's the matter? Wasn't you listening to him? First he growls like real mean. All right, you guys. And then he goes,
Maynard, never mind.
I shouldn't worry about that sergeant, chaps. I long ago learned how to deal with such persons. One simply draws oneself up and stares. They always go away.
Very good advice, Chatsworth. But now listen to some real advice from a real veteran
With the good conduct medal.
Yeah, from WW2, the big war. Now, when you guys get into uniform, remember, keep your nose clean and your feet dry.
feet clean, dry? Oh, Dope, I gotta get home.
Maynard, what's the matter with you?
I just remembered I forgot to turn off the water in the bathtub.
Maynard, forget it.
I already did.
You know, I mean, your folks will turn it off.
Oh, no, they went out of town celebrating.
Out of town celebrating?
Mr. G, if I was your son and I was going in the Army, what would you do?
Get out of town and celebrate, no.
Gee, Maynard, you can't go. The bus is going to take off any minute.
So's my house.
Maynard.
I got the rowboat to be like Budsville, like bye, Dope.
Maynard, what if he doesn't get back in time?
The Army will celebrate.
That bus leaves without him, he'll be a deserter. They'll shoot him.
Now keep calm. There's nothing to worry about.
Following in, recruits. The bus leaves in 3 minutes.
There's something to worry about.
I gotta get Maynard.
Dobie, you can't.
You have to go to the classroom. There's no sense both of you going to the courthouse. But, Dad, and besides, with your luck, you'll probably wind up in the same cell with them.
Hey, you soldier. You with the 3 chaperones and the weak chin. Get in line.
Captain, may I make a statement?
It's Sergeant and no.
But
me no buts, Buster, and clam up. You're Gillis, Dopey, huh?
Hold it. The name happens to be Dobie with a B.
Flat out, civilian.
Now, just a darn minute. I happen to be the boy's father and a taxpayer and a veteran with the Good Conduct Medal.
And what?
Dismissed.
Right. Krebs, Maynard. Krebs, Maynard. Krebs, Maynard. Krebs, Maynard. Failure to report. Absent without leave. Desertion. Brother, am I glad I'm not in his shoes.
Sir, did you say Krebs Maynard?
Yeah, where is that good-for-nothing deserter?
Oh, he's here, sir. He's here.
Well, then why doesn't he answer?
Oh, well, he didn't recognize the name. You see, sir, he only answers to Maynard G. Krebs.
All right, all right. Where's this Maynard G. Krebs?
Oh, coming.
Here he is, sir. Here he is. Whatever are you thinking of?
There, Maynard, my little man. He's just never been away from home before.
Now, see.
Relax, Maynard.
Are you Krebs, Maynard G?
I certainly am.
Maynard G. Krebs, sir, I'm very anxious to be a member of this fine organization, sir.
Libel, slander.
Save the tears for the chaplain. On the bus. Everybody on the bus. Come on, move it up. All the way in the back. All the way in the back. Come on, move it up, move it up, move it up. Don't worry, folks. We'll take good care of your boys. And the next time you see them, they'll be trim, efficient, proud. In short, soldiers.
It's possible.
So that's how Chatsworth Osborne Jr., gentleman and millionaire, became Maynard G. Krebs, slob and pauper. I can't say that Chatsworth was entirely pleased about it.
Help. Help. Let me off this vehicle at once. Help.
Chatsworth, you can't let Maynard down now.
Want to bet?
They catch him and punish him for what happened. You know what they'll call you?
A patriot.
No. Chatsworth, just let him think you're Maynard until we get to camp. Please. The real Maynard's a cinch to show up by then. Please.
Oh, Dobie, do I have no objection to helping an unfortunate wreck like Maynard? I mean, after all, we aristocrats owe a certain obligation to our underlings. But this entire situation is so degrading. I mean, a man of my wealth and social position riding on this... What did you call it again?
Bus.
Oh, yes, bus. How picturesque.
Oh, come on, Chatsworth. If Maynard starts off his Army career by getting in trouble, it'll ruin everything for him.
I'm sorry, Gillis, baby. It's simply too outre. I'm going to tell that sergeant...
You're going to tell the sergeant what?
Oh, nothing, sir. Nothing.
Don't sir me and shut up. Now, what's your problem, Sonny?
This is all a ghastly mistake, my being in the Army.
It could turn out that way, but we've handled harder cases before.
But you don't understand. I am not Maynard G. Krebs. I am Chatsworth Osborne Jr. from the big white house on the hill with a 16-foot fence around it with a broken glass embedded in the top of the fence.
You're what?
Sergeant, could I talk to you a minute?
Now, what is all this?
Well, you see, sir.
Don't sir me.
Oh, yeah, well, you see, Sergeant, it's my friend Maynard G. Krebs. He's a little, shall we say, excitable.
Shall we say nuts?
Not really.
You're telling me not really. I've seen guys trying to bug for a Section 8 before.
Section 8?
Yeah, a psycho discharge. Who's he think he's kidding? You got to get up early in the morning to get anything over on Floyd W. Wong. Now, as you were saying, Sonny?
I was telling you, Sergeant Rock, baby, that I am Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Well, isn't that nice?
I'm Rex the Wonder Horse. We must go riding sometime. Hey!
You gotta be kidding. Okay, Maynard, so we're kidding. The bus did not leave with Dobie and with that Chatsworth kid pretending he was you so you wouldn't get court-martialed.
See, I knew you were just kidding.
Maynard, now you listen to me. Dobie and Chatsworth are going to be in big trouble if you don't head straight for that induction center.
Right, I'll drive you up in the truck. We can be there by morning.
But if I go up there, they'll shoot me.
Maynard.
Oh, they put a blindfold over my eyes and a firing squad lines up and it's ready, aim. Rest in peace, Maynard G. Krebs.
Are you going or ain't you?
Mr. G?
Yeah.
'Tis a far, far better thing I do than I've ever done. Huh? Dickens, from Dickens, David Copperhead. I've read it in school. It's all about this cat who gives up his life for his good buddy.
Maynard, you mean you're going?
Yeah, I only have one request.
What's that?
When it's all over, please donate my brain to science.
Maynard, you're all heart.
That part goes to science, too.
I will not stand another minute of this indignity.
Quiet, Maynard.
Maynard! Oh, the shame of it.
All right, you yardbirds, move along, move along. Close it up, close it up.
Sergeant, my congressman is going to hear about this. In fact, I'll go even higher. I'll tell my mother. I am not Krebs. I am Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Still? Don't you ever get tired of being Osborne Chatsworth Jr.? Wouldn't you like to be Napoleon for a while?
You'll pay for this, you low-born person. Egad, what was that?
Your shots, boy. Tetanus, typhus, and stuff like that.
Shots? Needles! I always faint when I get shots.
There aren't any needles. This is a pneumatic gun, the newest method for giving shots. It's painless. You're perfectly all right.
Oh, am I? We'll see.
You're beginning to look like soldiers, but not much.
Sergeant, oh, Sergeant.
Whatever it is, Krebs, no.
Oh, mice and rats.
At ease, men. We'll call you when we need you.
Dobie, how can you do this to me? I mean, we have been friends, after all, despite the difference in our stations. Have you never heard of playing the game?
Sorry, Chatsworth, honest I am, but think what they do to Maynard if they find out.
Well, think what they did to me. Poked and prodded and undressed and inoculated me. And the crowding insult of all these clothes. Gillis, baby, just look at me. If my tailor saw me now, he'd swallow a mouthful of pins.
Chatsworth, be a good guy. Just stick with it a little while longer. Maynard's bound to get here soon.
Not another minute.
Gillis, Dobie, you're next.
Sir, that's... never mind.
Now, see...
At ease, Krebs. The tests are about to begin.
Tests? I shall not take any tests. I absolutely refuse.
Okay, Krebs.
You mean I don't have to take any?
Not if you don't want to.
I certainly do not.
Good. Because I need a volunteer to clean out the garbage cans at the mess hall.
Garbage cans?
Yes.
You leave me little choice.
And 3 years of high school, Private Gillis?
Yes, sir. 3 years.
Did you win any particular distinction in high school?
Yes, sir. One.
What was that?
I graduated.
I see. Tell me, Gillis, what was your principal objective in high school?
To graduate.
I see. And what was your principal activity in high school?
Trying to graduate, sir.
Don't call me sir.
Yes, sir.
One last and obviously futile question, Gillis. Do you have a working knowledge of any foreign languages?
Sir, I have enough trouble working in English.
Thank you, Private Gillis.
Yes, sir. Anything else, sir?
I hope not. Krebs, Maynard G.
You're next, Krebs, or Osborne, or George Washington, or whoever you think you are now.
Very humorous, I'm sure.
Come on. Sit there. Watch this one. He's trying for a Section 8.
Gotcha. Now then, Private Krebs.
I am neither a private nor a Krebs. Look, Wister, you look like a moderately intelligent man. Will you get me out of these ghastly surroundings?
Sure, boy, sure. Let me ask you a few questions first.
For instance?
For instance, do you have a working knowledge of any foreign language?
Working knowledge? Oh, my dear chap, I can pass for a native in all the capitals of Europe and the Orient.
I see. Do you speak French?
Mais naturellement, mais oui, rigolo. J'ai passé toutes mes vacances depuis mon enfance sur la Côte d'Azur.
You do speak French.
Of course, doesn't everyone?
Well, how about Italian?
Ah, Italia! Quante notte che non passeggio sul Rialto ad ascolto alla musica della gondoliere al chiaro de luna.
Well, how about German?
Die Grünen für die Science, die Altenburgen, der Schwarzwald, die Trinklieder von Alt-Heidelberg. Trink, trink, ja,
Chinese?
And that's an obscure Mandarin dialect.
Mr. Krebs, please. Oh, please stay with the Army, sir. America needs you. This is a test to determine your ability to learn Morse code signals. When you hear this sound, dot dash, you will write the letter A. When you hear this sound, dash dot, you will write the letter N. When you hear this sound, dot dot, you will write the letter I. Does everybody understand? Now, write down the letters on the test papers as you hear them. They will be transmitted slowly at first, then faster. Are you ready? Begin.
Krebs, where did you learn to do Morse code like that?
From great-granddad, of course.
Great-granddad who?
Great-granddad Morse, you silly.
Soldier, I'm Dr. Worthington, and it seems we have a little problem.
Oh, if you care to tell me about it, perhaps I can help you.
No, you have the problem.
Wait! I am wealthy, talented, debonair, charming, appealing, suave, and brilliant. Where's my problem?
Aha. If you really believe that, then you are exhibiting the classic symptoms of, well, it's a medical word that would be meaningless to a layman.
I presume you're referring to megalomania, a word which I must point out is completely inapplicable in my situation.
Very interesting. And just why is the word inappropriate in your case, may I ask?
Certainly you may ask. How else will you learn anything? Always eager to help. Now, the term megalomania refers to a species of mental aberration characterized by delusions of greatness or exceptional ability or extreme wealth or power. Am I not correct? Of course I am. The question was merely rhetorical. Now, the key word in the description I just gave you is delusion. I refer to delusions of greatness or extreme wealth, you'll recall. Of course you do. Now, follow my reasoning on this point. I think you'll find it rather edifying. It's a technique I absorbed from the great Professor Gestalt of Johns Hopkins. Now, a delusion of exceptional ability or great wealth means that such a quality does not exist in the person who claims it. True? Of course it's true. But I do possess exceptional ability. Check my IQ. And extreme wealth. Consult Dun & Bradstreet. And great charm. Ask any woman. So we have not here a question of delusion, but a verifiable fact. I rest my case.
Very enlightening, Private Krebs.
Naturally. And the name is Osborne. It's the Army that is suffering from delusions.
You mentioned Professor Gestalt. Do you know him?
But of course. Mumsy will have her neuroses treated by no one else.
The Professor Gestalt? Professor Hugo Gestalt?
Good old Hugh. A brilliant man. Brilliant. An atrocious croquet player, and he eats like a horse, but a superb scientist.
Krebs, do you really know the great Gestalt?
The name is Osborne, and yes.
Well, Osborne, I really don't know just how to put this, but...
Don't hem and haw, Sigmund, baby. Get to the point.
Well, what is Professor Gestalt's real views on the dispute between Young and Advert? I mean, as regards the field theory of...
Field theory of motivational
Yes.
theory. It's very interesting that you should ask that, because just the other night when old Hugh was over to dinner at the house, along with Professor Grogarty.
Professor Grogarty!
Now remember, Maynard, when you sneak into that camp, you gotta make out like you've been there all the time. Don't worry, Mr. G. I'll remember.
And remember to say you came up on the bus with the other recruits.
I'll remember. And don't get excited at anything they say to you. You've missed a lot, and you're gonna have to fake it. I'll remember.
Good. Now let's go over the strategy again, Maynard. Repeat to me what you're going to do when you get to camp.
Forgot? Good thinking.
Positively the last straw, Gillis, baby. I have spent the entire night in this camp, and that oaf Maynard has failed to show up. Well, I am going to disappear, poof, and let the chips fall where they may, preferably on Krebs.
No, I won't try to stop you, Chatsworth. I guess the whole scheme was just too ridiculous and impossible and hopeless.
You rang?
Maynard, we've been waiting for you. Where you been?
It takes like a long time to shovel 3 feet of water out of a living room.
You're not a moment too soon. I'm through masquerading as you.
How'd you get away with it, Chatsy? I'm like taller.
Hey, never mind that, Maynard. Quick, put on Chatsworth's uniform.
Yeah, like right.
Hold on, I say. If he takes this uniform, what am I going to wear?
My ensemble-like, naturally.
Yeah, ensemble.
Surely you jest.
Oh, if you've gone this far, Chatsworth, you can't stop now.
Oh, Gad, the sacrifices I make in the name of... What was that word again?
Yeah, democracy.
Oh, yes, democracy. How wait.
Come on, Chatsworth. Hey, Maynard, Chatsworth, aren't you ready yet?
Chatsworth's like Bashford.
Oh, how humiliating.
How do we look, huh?
I'd tell you, but I'm afraid to use such language on government property.
If anyone ever hears of this, I shall never be admitted to Yale.
Chatsy has the screwiest looking outfit I ever saw.
You look like this all the time.
Do I, good buddy?
You do, Maynard. No offense.
No offense. So one of my folks went out of town to celebrate.
Private Gillis.
Chatsworth, you gotta get out of here fast.
Dear me, I shall never see Osborne Manor again.
Quick, here he comes.
Farewell, oh happy warriors.
Farewell, go. Good morning, Sergeant.
Like, good morning, sir.
Don't salute me and don't call me sir, soldier.
Like anything you say, sir.
Oh, comic, huh? What's your name, Yardbird?
Krebs, Your Honor.
Krebs.
Yes, sir, your sergeantship. Maynard G.
What sort of a game are you playing here, soldier? You can't be Maynard G. Krebs.
That's what my father kept telling the hospital, but they had proof.
Gillis, what goes on here?
Oh, well, you see, Sergeant, since last night, Maynard grew a beard.
Impossible.
No, it isn't. Lots of fellas grow beards.
Quiet. It's impossible. A beard couldn't make that much difference.
Oh, yes, it could, Sergeant. It changes his entire personality.
Makes me like a different person altogether.
Ah, come off of it, both of you. You can't be Krebs.
Sergeant.
Your Honor, Your Worship, would a fellow say he was Maynard G. Krebs if he wasn't Maynard G. Krebs?
Not if he was on his right mind, he wouldn't.
Rest my case.
Yeah.
Gillis, please. Say that I ain't seeing things. Say that this creep ain't Maynard G. Krebs. Say anything.
Anything?
Maynard. Sergeant, I wouldn't fool you. I've known Maynard all my life, and that's him, all right.
Want to see my birthmark?
It's like a bad dream.
How about my fingerprints?
It's spooky.
I can show you my tonsils at home in a glass jar.
Sergeant, I'm telling you the truth. On my honor as a citizen of the free world and a soldier in the U.S. Army, that is Maynard G. Krebs.
Pleased to meet you, your officership.
All right, men, line up. I've got some announcements.
Fall in. Corporal Wister from the testing office will now read the assignments for your upcoming duties. At ease.
Recruit Carver, Huey, Cooks and Baker School. Recruit Framus, Tyler H., Communication School. Recruit Gillis, Dobie, Infantry School. Men, I'm proud to announce that I have recommended that one of you be sent directly to OCS after he has finished basic training. This soldier received the highest scores ever recorded in this camp on the General Intelligence Test, the Code Adaptability Test, and the Language Aptitude Examination. This superior fellow is Recruit Maynard G. Krebs.
Hey, that's like me. Like, thank you, your corporalship.
No, soldier. I said Krebs.
I'm like Krebs.
No. Maynard Krebs.
I'm like Maynard Krebs.
Maynard G. Krebs.
I'm like Maynard G. Krebs.
No. I mean, you can't be Krebs. I mean, he's not Krebs. I mean, it's impossible for you to be
It
Krebs.
ain't no use to fight it.
No, he can't be Krebs.
It's the beard. You
he's
see, it
Krebs.
changes it. Yes.
Oh,
You want to see my birthmark?
This is worse than a bad dream. I mean, it's
Sure, my tonsils are home in a glass jar. I've known this boy all my life. It's such
Look, Sergeant, it's Sunday. Oh, hi, Maynard.
Mike, hi. I just decided I ain't going to that COD.
Maynard, that's OCS.
Yeah, whatever it is, I ain't going there.
Why not?
I just found out what it meant. That's why they train them fellas to be officers. I mean, that's for clever, intelligent, superior type people.
Yeah, and you don't think you could handle it, huh, Maynard?
Oh, I do fine, though, but I don't leave you behind. I mean, who'd take care of you?
I thank you, Maynard. You're a real human being.
And every inch of me belongs to the U.S. Army.
Poor U.S. Army.
Dobie, once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was creamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark? Is she small? Is she any kind of dreamboat at all? No matter, he's hers.